It is playoff time in Texas. Win in advance or lose and start pumping up basketballs for the winner. And tonight, two teams with state title hopes look to punch their ticket to the state quarterfinals. The defending TAPS Division III state champs, Covenant Christian, on the road to face 9-1 Pantego Christian on Friday Night Football. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Arlington. Mike Leslie and Julius Lewis here with you as always, and we've got the best private school football game across the state tonight. These two football teams, Julius, are very talented, and both of them have high hopes for this football season. Yeah, I'm excited to get our viewers a chance to look at these private schools. These are really good teams, the best in the state, like you said, so it's a good one to showcase tonight. Covenant Christian, as I mentioned, the TAPS D3 defending state champions, and it all begins and ends with them, certainly on the offensive side of the ball, with Christian Wells, the son of Vernon Wells. You'll remember from his Major League Baseball career, Christian, their quarterback, earlier this year was their wide receiver. He's a tremendous athlete. Yeah, he can do it all over the field, receiving, throwing, running. He's their guy, and everything runs through him, so I'm excited to see him play tonight. He was their #1 wide receiver earlier this year until their starting quarterback, Rhett Renteria, tore an ACL, so he had to move to the quarterback position. So he now has double-digit touchdowns receiving, rushing, and passing this year. That's how good an athlete Christian Wells really is. Pantego Christian, meanwhile, comes in off their only loss of the year last week against Grace Prep. Those were the top two teams in District 2. Pantego Christian came up short. That's why they end up, well, both of these teams end up with a much tougher first-round task than they probably would have hoped coming into the playoffs. Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, you get your tough task out the way first and smooth sailing from there, right? For the Panthers, it all revolves around their backfield. Quarterback Hayden Palladini, Dylan Spain, and Chris Price, their two-headed monster at the running back position. That's where it all starts for Pantego Christian offensively. Meanwhile, our players to watch tonight, certainly on the defensive side of the ball for Covenant Christian, Eno Etta, their defensive end, and this kid is an absolute monster, Julius. Yeah, he can just straight go. He's bigger, faster, stronger than everybody. His get off on the ball is crazy, and he's just an athlete, straight athlete. Four-star prospect, a dozen scholarship offers for him, 6'4", 235. He's got 20.5 sacks this year. He's pretty special. Meanwhile, for Pantego, it is their quarterback, Hayden Palladini, and this kid can make anything happen on any given play. It doesn't matter whether it's broken down or not. Yeah, exactly. He's got a great arm, can make any throw, can get it out to all his wide receivers, and when the play's breaking down, he has the ability to do stuff with his legs as well. Just a heady football player, and he has the tendency to drive the opposing head coach a little crazy. He's a pretty special athlete. This is high school football going back to its roots tonight. No glitzy stadium, no fancy field turf. Just a bunch of kids playing both ways and fighting to keep their season alive. Covenant Christian and Pantego Christian, next on Friday Night Football. How in the world? They know what's on the line. What a performance. What's better than Texas high school football, man? Next week, it's the second round of the UIL playoffs. Watch live on WFAA.com, the WFAA app via Roku and Amazon Fire TV, or on WFAA's digital subchannel 8.2.
We are not here to fit into a mold. We are here to celebrate and learn from the unexpected, diverse, and beautiful gente. The fuerte, the strong, the ones risking it all para la familia, para la oportunidad, for the lovers of dance, of food, of music. Que viva! We're here to grow together. We are here to thrive juntos, celebrating our lives every day. La vida.
Our stories are everything. We tell them to help us understand who we are and where we're going from here. That's why we're sharing even more WFAA original stories, where the seeds of healing are sown by those who have reaped so much pain. Stories where ancient rhythms can speak so much louder than words, and a 50-year march for equality can become a national reality, one bold step at a time. WFAA Originals. Story is everything. Weeknights at 10.
Misinformation, fabrication, and falsehoods. Fake news is on the rise, and it's coming from all sides. On WFAA News at 10, we're separating the fiction from the facts with our series, Verify. You ask the question. Our team verifies the answer. We find sources and get explanations. Have something you want verified? Find us online or email verify@WFAA.com. Watch weeknights at 10 on WFAA.
The news can bring you down. That's why on Daybreak we balance that with I Am Up.
Up on all the latest around town, sure, but also celebrity gossip, sports, and...
Well, you've got to be up on the weather before you head out the door. And don't forget the...
Traffic. We're up in all the hot spots. Plus, we are giving you plenty of reasons to smile.
Because we are up with Daybreak.
What about you?
As we welcome you live to Pantego Field in Arlington, WFAA proudly presents Friday Night Football live on the WFAA Digital Network, the first round of the TAPS Division III state playoffs. Covenant and Pantego squaring off, looking to advance to the state quarterfinals. Head coaches tonight for Covenant Christian, Phil Toe, in his fourth year, led his team to a state championship a year ago. That's his offensive coordinator, Vernon Wells, I believe, looking at him from behind. I'm not certain, but... they are ready for kickoff. It will be Covenant football first. Pantego's head coach, Jeff Kemp, in his first year as head coach, 8th year with the program, took over for Drew Sells in the offseason. And it will be Covenant football first. Pantego won the toss. Julius Lewis. there, but we should be back up and running now. 10 minutes, 10 seconds to play here in the opening quarter. From Pantego Field in Arlington, two teams with bona fide state championship hopes. Looking to pay them off here. Quarterback draw and nowhere to go for Christian Wells. Stood up by this Pantego defense.
It's a good job by Pantego's defense. After initially giving up that first down on that first play, they're able to hold up strong.
Cornelius Bisong on the tackle. Their head coach, Jeff Kemp, said he's what makes it all go for their defensive front. Makes the play there on Christian Wells, and Covenant will have to punt it away. Low snap, trouble. Didn't get the punt off, and Pantego picks it up. It's Bisong with the recovery, and Pantego's going to have fantastic field position to start.
Yeah, if you're Covenant Christian, that's a nightmare start. You initially get the first down, and then after that you go back 2 yards and then fumble on the punt.
And a heck of a start tonight for Cornelius Bisong, making the tackle on the third down play, then recovering the fumble as the punt snap was low. Too low for Oliver Hontonen. Pantego right in his face. He couldn't even get the punt off, and Bisong recovers it. So on the very first play from scrimmage, the handoff here to Dylan Spain, their leading back. And he'll carry for a handful on the first play from scrimmage for Pantego.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Pantego is going to run their offense tonight. Really interested to see how both these teams are going to get their players the ball and how everything's going to flow for them.
Jeff Kemp, their head coach, also their offensive coordinator, calling the plays. Handoff in a nice hole. Good job to be patient through that hole by Reese Vickers, the senior. He'll carry, and that's enough for a first down.
Looks like Pantego's trying to establish the run early.
That is their bread and butter. Dylan Spain and Chris Price. Reese Vickers works in as well, had the carry there. Caden Palladini can carry it and actually leads them in rushing touchdowns this year, and he can also sling it around a little bit. Spain with the carry here, and well defended inside. Hunter Jordan, the senior linebacker, making the tackle.
I noticed all three of these run plays, they've ran away from a certain number 67. They'll probably be doing that all night.
Eno Etta, the big junior defensive end for Covenant Christian, the number 6 edge rusher in the country in the junior class. 20.5 sacks this year. And as their head coach, Phil Tao, said to me earlier this week, this is in a league that doesn't throw the football all that much, and he still had 20.5 sacks. Nice run around the edge there for Palladini, first carry for the quarterback today.
Yeah, I saw him warming up today. He's got a really good arm. He put it on his guys. I'm interested to see if the Pantego offense is going to end up attacking Eno at all.
It takes a lot to go after 6'4", 235. Yeah. Third down and a deuce. Inside carry for Palladini. Pushes forward. That'll be enough for a first down.
Yeah, with the short field for Pantego, it's going to be really hard for Covenant Christian to get a stop right here.
First and goal, PCA.
First and goal from the 5-yard line. Palladini backs up into shotgun. He's got Vickers to his right, Spain to his left. Motion man across the formation. Vickers gets the handoff, trying to get the corner. Vickers to the pylon, and he's in. Touchdown, Pantego Christian, and the Panthers with a fast start.
Yeah, that short field really helped him out this drive. All runs away from Eno Etta. Looks like that's going to be the game plan for tonight.
Reese Vickers with the 5-yard touchdown run. Extra point, up and through, and a 7-0 start for Pantego Christian. Pantego on the year averaging 43.9 points per game. And with a quick start here, not midway through this first quarter, and a 7-0 lead.
both these teams can really put up a lot of points. So I'm interested to see how the defenses are going to hold up against each other. Is it going to be a game like we had last week, where they had two high-power offenses get stopped by each other's defenses, or is it going to be they're going to light up the scoreboard?
So it's Vickers with the touchdown run. His first touchdown run of the year. He's a key piece for them on the defensive side of the ball. Used a little bit more as they've gotten into the season on the offensive side, and finds the end zone for the first time this season. Short kickoff fielded by Logan Ledger, and he'll get out across the 35-yard line, close to the 40, and back comes this Covenant Christian offense.
Their second go at it. Let's see if they change it up a little bit, decide to go down the field a little bit, spread this Pantego defense out some.
Wells is a fantastic athlete and has gotten better at playing the quarterback position as the season has gone along. He's more an athlete playing quarterback right now because it's not his natural position. He was thrust into that by the injury to Renteria. He's naturally a wide receiver. A good enough athlete that he's been very effective for them at the quarterback position. Low snap, but he's able to corral it here. Trying to find somebody downfield, throws wide of his intended target and out of bounds. Hunter Jordan, the intended receiver.
Yeah, that's not his usual thing when he escapes to the pocket. He likes to go to the right. He went left this time.
Kind of out of necessity because of that low snap.
Yeah. Well, good job getting it away, just throwing it away, living to fight another down.
This is a Covenant Christian program that just a couple years ago, prior to the 2019 season, they weren't sure they were going to have a football team. They didn't have enough kids to field a football team for a while there, even in the summer months. And their head coach, Phil Town, their offensive coordinator, Vernon Wells, at the time he was with their associate head coach. They had to kind of team up, bring some kids in from the baseball team. It's a nice run here by Christian Wells, picks up the first down after no gain on that initial play of the series. This time follows his blockers and picks up the first down, but they had to do a lot of work, kind of walking the halls, asking kids that had some size, hey, you want to come out for the football team, just to field a team in 2019. And then in 2020, they go win a state championship. So it's worked out pretty well for them ever since.
Yeah, whatever they did to get these kids to buy in, just keep doing it. But that was a good second down play right there. Get your guy the ball, put blockers in front of him, have him run.
Brooks Lamar with the handoff here. Into the pile. Ball came out there at the end of the play. Pantego thinks they're on top of it. It will stay Covenant football. Good work on the bottom of the pile from the Cougars offense. I'm not sure who came out of there with it. You'll get a good look at it here. You see the ball come out right there. And I don't know how. It was Ethan Pruitt who forced the fumble. It was Colin Turner that was on top of it for Pantego. And I don't know how Turner didn't come out of the ball, 44. I don't know how he didn't come out of the pile with the football.
Yeah, there were 3 black jerseys and only 1, maybe 2 white jerseys there. But they lived to fight another down.
And as a result, the 8-yard carry pays off for him. 2nd down and 2. Motion man across the formation is Weston Cox. Trips to the near side. Wells is going to follow blockers that way. 1st down and then some. To the 35, but then no further, held up by the Pantego defense. But 1st and 10 as they move their way a little deeper now into Pantego territory.
It's a good job right there by Covenant. Using the motion to outflank the defense. Get some blockers out there in space. It's a really good job by them.
Some low-angle images brought to you tonight by our father-son crew. Our 2 photographers, Raul Garcia and Marcus Garcia, father and son. Dangerous option pitch. Still loose. They're going to say incomplete pass? They're going to say incomplete pass, and I don't have a clue how.
Oh. I see why he thought it was a pass, but I'm pretty sure that ball went backwards.
Our cameras are not at a great angle for that play in particular. On the opposite side, we don't have a camera looking straight down the line like that. Man, I don't know. It's hard to tell from our camera angle. I wonder if can we get one more look at that, Clay Marshall, just to maybe after this. Oh, here we go. Perfect.
Came out like a pass, but I'm pretty sure that ball
was
behind like a pitch.
Yeah, if anything, it was lateral, which would still be a live football. A break there for Covenant Christian, and now Wells to the air, looking deep, single coverage, has a man behind the defense, leaping, knocked away. Noah Hill going for the jump ball, but there in coverage is Reese Vickers.
Yeah, it was a good job there by Reese Vickers not to panic. They went for the double move at the top. Got his head around, played through the hands. Couldn't write it up any better than that.
Mike Leslie and Julius Lewis here with you at Pantego Field on the WFAA YouTube channel, Covenant Christian and Pantego Christian. If you would, for those of you watching on the YouTube feed, please click the like button, click the subscribe button. As we'll bring you a high school football game here on the WFAA Digital Network each week through these playoffs. Wells chased here on 3rd and 10, throws it underneath. That'll be incomplete. Out of bounds was Caleb Turner, and it's 4th down and 10.
It's a good job right there by Pantego. They got pressure in Wells' face pretty much right off the snap. And like you said earlier, he's an athlete playing quarterback, and when you don't have the really good reps and foundation at quarterback, you just got to get out of there as quick as you can.
So now 4th down and 10. This is beyond reasonable field goal range for Oliver Hontonen, who is their punter and field goal kicker. They feel like he's got range to about 45. From here, it would be a 52-yarder. Too close to punt, so they're going to go for it on 4th and 10. Wells with the pump fake, trying to set up the tunnel screen, finds Brooks Lamar. They had a couple options there, and Lamar's going to pick up the 1st down. Lamar inside the 20, down inside the 10-yard line. Brooks Lamar, tell me about that play design, Julius Lewis, because they had 2 options there on the tunnel screen.
Yeah, they had a lot going on right there, a lot of eye candy, but they knew who they wanted to get the ball to. Really, really well scripted play.
I thought all along that ball was going to Caleb Turner, and they had that well defended, did the Pantego defense. But they had another option, and to your point, I think it was probably designed exactly that way, to have Caleb Turner draw the eyes of the defense. And there was Brooks Lamar in the middle of the field, wide open, followed some blockers to the right side, and picks up a key 1st down on 4th and 10.
Yeah, not many plays you can't really script many plays that can get you a 4th and 10, but they had one, and it worked. So I applaud the offense for that one.
5:25 to play here in.
You could tell the whole time something was up with that play. The defenders knew it, but it's just hard to dissect who's getting the ball and where they're going.
So it'll be 1st and goal from right at the 10-yard stripe out of this timeout. And a good answer here from Covenant Christian after what was, frankly, Julius, a slow start for them. They struggled on that opening series, had the issue on the punt. Short field for Pantego, and they capitalized on it with that Reese Vickers 5-yard touchdown run. But now Covenant has come back, key 4th down conversion there, and an opportunity here to perhaps go in and tie the football game.
Yeah, that was, like you said, it was a really key 4th down conversion. You don't want to go down two scores early in the 1st quarter.
Cox motions down into the formation. Wells trying to follow blockers here on 1st and goal. Maybe able to fight his way for a yard or 2. If you would, drop a comment on the YouTube feed. Let us know where you're watching from tonight, who you're tuning in to see between these 2 football teams. Let us know if you've got a favorite player on one of these 2 teams, perhaps even somebody from one of the bands or the cheerleading squads that you might see at some point over the course of the evening. We will bring you the halftime show here on Friday Night Football in about a quarter and a half. 2nd down and goal. 3 wides to the near side for Christian Wells, and he's going to roll this way. A little misdirection. Handoff goes to Lamar. Good blocking on the outside. Lamar lowers his shoulder, and he's in. The 9-yard touchdown run from Brooks Lamar, and Covenant's on the board.
Yeah, I really like what this Covenant offense is doing right now. A lot of misdirection to get this aggressive Pantego defense on their heels. Fast flow through the left, come back right with the stretch play. Exactly what you want to do to an aggressive defense.
Everything about that play said to the defense, we're coming to the near side of the football field. 3 wides to that side. The roll from Christian Wells to that side opened everything up on the counter on the backside for Brooks Lamar. And we've got a tie football game here at Pantego Field, 7-7.
Just think about how clutch that 4th down was. Able to turn that 4th down conversion into 7 points is really big.
maybe the two biggest plays of the football game have come on fourth downs for Covenant. The punt that had a low snap. Oliver Hontonen couldn't get on top of it, couldn't get the punt off. Led to a short field for Pantego. They go in and score. Now the fourth down conversion for Covenant on 4th and 10 earlier on this possession leads to the 9-yard Brooks Lamar touchdown run, and we've got a tie football game.
Yep, and now we really get to see if Pantego's offense can, well, depending on where the kick is fielded at, we're going to see if Pantego's offense can drive the field and show us some plays, show us some more plays.
Comment from Tony Island on YouTube says he's watching from Tampa, Florida. Pat McMahon says they're watching from Bellows Falls, Vermont.
Vermont, okay.
Carlton Ragsdale says he's watching from Shiloh, Illinois, says he enjoys high school football and says that we do a good job. We appreciate that, Carlton, very much. John McLaughlin says he's watching from Olympia, Washington, says he misses Texas high school football. Yeah, I don't blame you because it's pretty good down here. Kickoff from Hontonen comes to the near sideline. Smart play by Aiden Newhouse to let that ball bounce out of bounds, and it will be good field position here for Pantego.
I'm going to see if Pantego can open up the passing game just a little bit.
Comment from Britt Britton, who I'm going to go out on a limb and say at least has some relation to Jack Britton, the defensive end from Covenant Christian, says watching from the sidelines. We appreciate that, Britt, very much. Tuning in while watching it here on the field. You kind of get a replay because we're on obviously a little bit of a delay from the live action. So if you're watching here on the field, you get to watch the play and then watch it a second and third time as we show you the action in live time on our broadcast and then the replay as well. So you get a couple looks at it. We appreciate that, Britt. Trey Jackson says he's watching from Greer, South Carolina. Todd McCool watching from Phoenix, Arizona. And Samson McCullough says he's watching from Crockett, Texas. We appreciate you guys being with us tonight here on Friday Night Football.
Looks like a little confusion from the refs.
I think they were trying to decide whether or not that ball was indeed, I guess, kicked out of bounds without being touched by Aiden Newhouse. It's the only thing that I can imagine they would have been confused about because that ball very clearly went out of bounds without being touched by anybody from Pantego, which obviously is an illegal procedure play and sets up 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. But took a little moment for us to get to that point. But here we are now, 1st and 10, and Pantego takes over. Caden Palladini, the quarterback, the senior, leading the charge and giving the handoff here up the middle to the power back, Chris Price, 6'1", 220 pounds, and Julius, it takes a little gumption to get in his way.
Yeah, that's a big kid right there. It's going to take at least 2 guys to bring him down every time he touches the ball. If he can get 4 or 5 yards of a chunk play at a time, then if I'm Pantego, I can live with that.
He gets 4 on the first play of the series for Pantego. Randall Russ says he's the PA announcer for Colleyville Covenant Christian, saying he wishes this was a home game. That ball came out, and Covenant's on top of it. Stripped out by the Cougars. Officials still conferring. They haven't officially said it's Covenant ball. Covenant came out of the pile with it. Still discussing Cougar football.
Yeah, that's a good play right there. When you're in the middle running through traffic, you got to hold that ball high and tight. I think Dylan Spade was holding it loose down by his hips. They were able to strip that one out.
Wonder if can we get another look at that one? We don't have a replay on that one, unfortunately, but a heck of a play inside. Looked like it was Luka Ducic that came up with the recovery. Number 55 for Covenant Christian. I have to say, maybe the best name for a high school football player in the state of Texas. How can you possibly be playing football in DFW and your name's Luka Ducic? I'm sorry, he pronounces it Ducic. Slight difference. Well, out and up route here for Turner, and that ball's a little too far from Caleb Wells. And it'll be 2nd down, but I love that. Talking with Phil Tao, their head coach, he said a lot of places that they go, people think, you're lying to me. There's no way that this kid's name is Luka Ducic, but
So close, so close.
it is. You'll see Ducic in number 55 most of the night. You may also see him switch to the number 7. He wears 55 because sometimes they need him to slot in as an offensive lineman, but he is also a key player for them out of the backfield, one of their running backs on occasion. So you may see him switch numbers in the middle of this football game.
Yeah, there's a lot of athletes on this field.
2nd down and 10, option pitch once again. That one was definitely backward, but fielded by Brooks Lamar cleanly and dragging a couple of would-be tacklers close to first down yardage. He's going to be just a hair shy by that spot on the far sideline.
Looks
But
like
they
they're
moved
giving
the
it
sticks
to him.
anyway. That line judge said it was a first down after walking toward the hash marks short of the line to gain. Anyway, first down for Covenant Christian. And now the Cougars with a good response to a slow start. Low snap here and a false start. Looks like it's going to go against the Cougars.
Let's see if they call it. It's going to be close. They might call it offside, but it's kind of strange that they blew that whistle right there. Usually they let that play out. Let's see what they call.
Tom Farmer, our referee tonight. His second in command, Alex Washington, the umpire. It will go against Pantego. And yeah, to your point, they'll stop the play if it's a false start. They won't stop the play usually if it is offsides against the defense, unless they feel that there is some inherent danger to the quarterback. If the guy's got a real clean run, they may stop it in those circumstances, but generally they'll let that play go. For some reason they didn't there. 1st and 5, Wells rolling near side, showing you a little bit of his athleticism, cutting upfield, and he'll be close to the first down. He takes a big hit there right at the end from Aiden Newhouse.
Yeah, I think he knew he wanted to run with that one from the beginning. He looked up, saw he didn't like what he saw on the left side, and was like, okay, I'm going to take off and run and get his team a fresh set of downs.
Beg your pardon, it wasn't Newhouse that laid the hit to him. It was Copeland Hayes, the big nose guard, that crumpled him up right at the end of the play. It was enough for a first down. 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line now for Covenant Christian. Cougars won the state title in TAPS Division III a year ago, 40-30 the win over Cypress Christian. 1st and 10, Wells on the design quarterback run, trying to get to the outside, cuts upfield. He'll have a first down once again, and it's 1st and goal for Covenant.
That was a really good block on the edge by Noah Hill right there. Right at the end, he was able to give his quarterback a little bit more yardage.
1st and goal right at the 5-yard line.
1st and goal, Cougar from the 5.
On Covenant, I'm just going to run it again. They've had a lot of success in the run game. A lot of misdirection. See what they do here.
Wells claps for the snap, quarterback draw, lowers his shoulder.
That ball came out.
Yes, it did.
That ball.
Official on the far side is signaling as if the play had ended before that ball came out. Another look at it here. They're going to say it's Covenant Christian football. He was reaching at the end of the play. I think he was already down by the time he's reaching that ball forward. I think that's the right call. Two minutes to play in this first quarter, and Covenant, who started a little slow, now getting things rolling. An opportunity here to take the lead. Lamar with the carry and cut down in the backfield. Nicely defended by Dylan Spain.
That was a good tackle right there. He had the outside edge. Was able to stick his shoulder in there for minimal gain.
Noah Harbor, the junior transfer from Arlington High, in the backfield as well. And it's 3rd down and goal. Ball sits inside the 1-yard line. Wells in shotgun. Lamar cycles behind him to the left. 2 wides to either side. Motion man is Cox across the formation. Handoff. Brooks Lamar follows his blockers and walks in. Touchdown, Covenant. It's Lamar's 2nd touchdown of the day.
Yeah, there's a lot of misdirection going on right now. Just getting the Pantego defenders out of place. Just getting their eyes all over the place and coming back the opposite way. It's hard on the defense when the offense does that.
That was something in talking with Phil Tao, their head coach, earlier this week. He said their offensive coordinator, Vernon Wells, when they had the injury to Rhett Renteria earlier this season, they had to kind of reevaluate everything about what they do offensively with Christian Wells at quarterback. It's a very different scheme now for them. And they lost a game or two that, not to say that they wouldn't have necessarily otherwise lost it, but they may not have if they had either Renteria at quarterback or if they had had a little more time to kind of get their feet wet with the concept of Christian Wells at quarterback. And that's basically what created this first-round matchup. Pantego had a tremendous season, won their first 9 games of this football season. Only loss was last week against Grace Prep in what was a de facto district championship game. Both of these two Arlington private schools, Grace Prep and Pantego Christian, had tremendous seasons, but Grace Prep with the win last week, so that gives them the #1 seed out of District 2. And because of those couple losses from Covenant Christian, the defending state champs in TAPS Division 3, they end up as the 3 seed in their district, which sets up a very difficult matchup for both of these teams in the first round. Both of these teams, you could make a really strong argument, should have easier first-round matchups than what they have tonight. But instead, I mean, these are two teams that both have bona fide state championship hopes, and one of them is going to see their season end 2 weeks before Thanksgiving.
Exactly. And if you're Pantego coming off that loss last week, I had an old teammate who used to tell me losing is contagious. So if you're Pantego, you got to find the right ways to win again. I know it was only 1 loss, but still, you lost and you didn't really score. You didn't play as well as you wanted to. So you got to find a way to get back to who you are in winning football games.
Being on their home field certainly helps. Kickoff fielded here by Court McDonald right up the middle. Court McDonald across the 50. Court McDonald to the outside, trying to beat him down the sideline. McDonald inside the 30-yard line, still on his feet and cutting back all the way down inside the 15. Court McDonald with a lightning strike in special teams, and Pantego's back in business.
Yeah, and he's hurt right there. I think he got his ankle rolled up on at the end of that run, but that was a great run by him.
McDonald still down after the play. Take another look at this one from Court McDonald. Give you a chance to see not just the electrifying run back, but also what happened here at the end of the play. But they created an alley for him right up the middle. And he showed off the speed, getting to the sideline. Good hustle from Covenant to get back and not allow him to score. And then right here at the end, lots of bodies. Did that look like something happened there at the very end as they were trying to get up?
Looked like he got his ankle was laying or underneath somebody, and he tried to get up. He was twisted the wrong way. Hopefully he's okay, because that was a great play by him.
Court McDonald's one of their key players. He and Aiden Newhouse are basically their 2 wide receivers. Of the 57 completions that Caden Palladini has this year, 15 have gone to Newhouse, 15 have gone to McDonald. So that's well over half to just those 2 young men. And Court McDonald being helped off the football field.
He also made a great play earlier at safety as well.
That is an important football player for Pantego Christian. And I don't mean to assume too much, but I mean, it looks like that would be hard for him to get back on the football field tonight. We'll see if he can maybe get on the sideline and loosen it up. But, I mean, this is the reality of private school football. These teams aren't especially deep. I mean, a lot of these kids, and Court McDonald among them, are playing both ways. That's a major loss for Pantego Christian if he can't come back on the football field. But did he ever make a heck of a play right before leaving the field? Whistles here prior to 1st and 10.
Now, if you're Pantego, you just got to figure out how to do it another way. One of your top guys is out.
I don't think it's a penalty. I think they just hadn't given Pantego the signal that they were ready for play, and Pantego snapped it a little bit before the officials were ready to start.
That's how you bounce back after one of your top guys goes out, though.
First and 10, Palladini on the carry. Good blocking in the interior. Cuts upfield, lowers his shoulder, And he's in. Touchdown, Pantego. What an answer.
That was great patience by him right there. Let his blocks develop. Oh, we got a flag on the play, Mike.
Flag came in well after. I think the touchdown will probably stand.
Yeah, he let his block set up really well. Able to cut off them, get right to the end zone.
But just 32 seconds after the Brooks Lamar touchdown run gave Covenant a 14-7 lead, back comes Pantego. Caden Palladini with the touchdown run. And they're an extra point away from tying it right back up.
So I think we might have a unsportsmanlike on somebody right there. The ref brought out the notepad, wrote some numbers down.
That's never a good sign.
Somebody throw a punch?
Officials still sorting things out. We've got coaches from both sides.
They're getting into it.
That's Phil Tao, the head coach from Covenant, hollering at somebody from Pantego Christian. These are two programs, I got to tell you, two programs that have a lot of respect for each other. These coaching staffs know each other. These are programs that do like one another, but it just got a little heated down there. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I did not expect to see that tonight. Still sorting out what happened here. Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 2.
Tight end, yeah, Ethan Pruitt.
He did not mention that anybody was being ejected, so I guess there wasn't a punch thrown. That's at least a good sign. But Ethan Pruitt, yes, the tight end, gets called for the unsportsmanlike. They'll enforce that on the kickoff. You could see Phil Tao saying, I am. I'm not sure exactly what that was in reference to.
Maybe the Mike,
it was a little heated there.
Maybe the Mike Gundy, I'm a man speech.
May we be so fortunate if that's what that was. Extra point is up and through. And we've got a 14-14 football game on our hands here, under a minute to play in quarter number 1. Just 32 seconds after the touchdown run from Brooks Lamar, Pantego, the big kickoff return from Court McDonald, and the Palladini touchdown run, and it's 14-all.
Yeah, Court McDonald really set his offense up nice right there. Hopefully he'll be able to get back into this game, support his team some more. Can't really see him on the sideline right now. But that was a good job right there by Pantego answering.
It bears repeating. These are coaching staffs that not just like each other and respect each other, really like each other. Jeff Kemp, the head coach from Pantego, coached Vernon Wells, the offensive coordinator from Covenant, all 4 years of high school at Arlington Bowie. These guys have been knowing each other for like 30 years, have been, good-naturedly, but talking trash back and forth, texting each other all week long. Kemp told him he thought that Christian Wells, Vernon's son, has been playing fantastic. These are coaching staffs and programs that really like each other. So I can't stress enough how surprised I am to have just seen what we saw. But adds a little extra spice to the football game now in what is a game that is off to a great start right now, 14-14.
I've always thought of it as you may like each other on a day-to-day basis.
You don't like each other for these 48 minutes.
Yes, exactly. We can go to being friends. We were friends before the game. As soon as that first kickoff goes and until the clock hits 0-0, we're not friends. Exact opposite of friends.
Brooks Lamar with the reception here on the short kickoff. And it's going to be great field position here for Covenant as he gets up the sideline into Pantego territory, down close to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, that was a good job right there, taking that short kick back.
So a week ago, we were at the Star in Frisco, and we had what was maybe the best game in the state, period. Private, public, doesn't matter, between Frisco, Lone Star, and Denton Ryan. And we saw about 0 offense. 7-6 the final score in that game. I feel like Covenant and Pantego are bound to make up for that tonight.
I think they are going to make up. I think they already have made up for it.
28 points in the opening frame, and we're still not done with this opening quarter. Quick pass on the near side. Caleb Turner trying to cut upfield. Takes a big hit toward the end of the play there. Noah Harbor came through to make sure that that play was over. Under 30 seconds to play here in the opening quarter.
It's a good job right there by Covenant's offense, just taking what Pantego gives them. The secondary is going to play off like that. Just hitch up, get your 5 yards. They've to fight another down.
And that will be the final play of the opening quarter. 14-14. Not a lot separates these two teams, and nothing does yet. Second quarter after this on Friday Night Football. How in the world?
They know what's on the line.
What a performance. What's better than Texas high school football, man? Next week, it's the second round of the UIL playoffs. Watch live on WFAA.com, the WFAA app via Roku and Amazon Fire TV, or on WFAA's digital subchannel 8.2.
We are not here to fit into a mold. We are here to celebrate and learn from the unexpected, diverse, and beautiful gente. The fuerte, the strong, the ones risking it all. Para la familia, para la oportunidad, for the lovers of dance, of food.
Back at Pantego Field, second quarter action. About ready to get underway. Christian Wells in shotgun, second down and 6, rolling near side, pressure in his face immediately. It's Dylan Spain, reverses field, looking back far side, fires, diving catch, made but out of bounds.
Wow.
Heck of an effort on the far side by Brooks Lamar. Look at this again.
Just reverses field, keeps his eye, and he's an athlete playing quarterback. He's not even a quarterback.
That's a young man that plays some baseball, too. His father, Vernon Wells, had a long Major League Baseball career with the Blue Jays, for primarily Angels, Yankees as well. Showing you a little bit of that baseball arm right there, going against his body and put it on Brooks Lamar. But Lamar was just out of bounds. Third down and call it 7. Wells following Lamar. Lowering his shoulder and hunting that first down marker. Looks like he's going to be just short. It's going to be 4th down.
Another big decision right here from Covenant's offense. Find them, I'm going for it. There's no need to punt the ball, especially when they went for it on 4th and 10 earlier.
Ball sits inside the 35-yard line. Definitely 4-down territory here. We saw them convert on a key 4th down leading up to their first touchdown. They're going to go for it here on 4th and 1. Did they draw him offside? Low snap, though. Wells, I don't see a flag on the football field. Ball came out. Still out. Covenant's going to recover it, but it doesn't matter. That's well behind the line to gain. A loss of yardage on the play for Covenant, and I do not see a flag on the football field. Covenant can't believe it. It looked like the near side defensive end. I don't know, did you see it on the replay there? I was looking at the field and didn't see the monitor. Did he jump offside here?
Looked like he got back just in time.
Maybe he did just get back in time.
It was a low snap, too, so that didn't help.
We've seen some low snaps today hurt Covenant, both on the punt and a couple of times on plays from scrimmage. And Pantego Christian gets the stop and takes over at their own 37-yard line.
A chance to take the lead, too. What a move.
Caden Palladini with the jump cut in the backfield. You won't see many better 2-yard runs than that one.
Yeah, I thought he was going to definitely lose at least 3 yards on that play. Was able to show his athleticism right there and get some yardage out of it.
Texas high school football into the playoffs now here on Friday Night Football. Covenant Christian and Pantego Christian in TAPS Division III. Quick throw near side. Aiden Newhouse, one of their leading wide receivers, makes a nice move, gets the first down. and out close to midfield. And a flag comes in there at the end.
I'm interested to see what this flag's going to be, because I didn't see anything right there.
Our line judge coming forward to, he's saying unsportsmanlike penalty against Covenant. He'll talk things over here with Tom Farmer, the referee, and they'll sort this out. We've seen a lot of the notepad here in the early going tonight.
Yeah, you get your name written down there twice, you're out of here.
Still sorting this one out. Line judge Kenneth Meeks tonight made the initial call. Another unsportsmanlike penalty. Looks like he said number 3 for Covenant, Hunter Jordan, the senior linebacker. Oh, I wonder, can we pull that play back up one more time, just because, to your point, Julius, I didn't see what necessitated the flag here at the end of the play. We've got some time here before this next snap. It was Hunter Jordan at the end of the play. I don't know. I really don't know what necessitated that flag. It just looked like two kids that were playing football. One made the tackle on the other, and they got up. What? Did you see anything there? I have no idea.
If he must have said something. That had to be it.
That's certainly possible. Yeah, there may have been some choice words in there that we don't have
right here.
Microphones close enough to. Palladini with the carry, close to first down yardage.
It's a good job right there by Pantego. Still running away from Eno Etta and securing the edge right there.
Eno Etta, the 4-star prospect, he's got a dozen Division I offers. Schools like Michigan State, Wisconsin, SMU, Oklahoma State. He is tremendous. And what's the opposite of a magnet? that's what he is for opposing offenses. They are as far from him as possible.
Well, I think it's like if you put like two of the same poles of a magnet.
That's exactly what it is. Palladini with the carry. Science class with Mike and Julius here on Friday Night Football. First down, and down to the 24-yard line goes Palladini. Hayden Space in the comments on YouTube talking about that penalty says, home cooking.
That's what it seemed like.
John McLaughlin said he pulled him down a second time, and that's what necessitated the flag. I suppose, maybe.
I saw what he saw, but I didn't think that was enough for a 15-yarder.
Yeah. Palladini, nice cut upfield inside the 10. Palladini to the end zone. Touchdown, Pantego. Panthers back in front. 24 yards on the carry.
It's a good job taking advantage of Covenant's inability to convert that fourth down earlier. It's a back and forth game. I like it.
We said it earlier. We're going to see some points tonight. 34, about to probably be 35, as long as Juju No does his duty and splits the uprights perfectly. The senior kicker makes it 21-14. Pantego Christian with the lead on their home field here in the opening round of the TAPS Division III playoffs on Friday Night Football. Mike Leslie and Julius Lewis here with you. We do appreciate you being with us tonight on Friday Night Football. See if we can welcome you inside the broadcast booth here. I say broadcast booth, up on the scaffolding here on Friday Night Football. Interesting start to this football game, Julius Lewis. These are two very evenly matched football games.
Yeah, very interesting start. I thought it was going to be a lot of turnovers, a lot of defensive battle again like we had last week, but we got some offense.
Mm-hmm. What have you seen from these two offenses? What do you think is working for these two teams so far?
The run game for both of them. Covenant, using misdirection in their run game, has helped them out a lot, and Pantego just running away from Eno Etta. As long as they do that, yeah.
It's not a bad strategy. Yeah. He's not somebody that you want to run toward for sure. How do you, other than just simply designing plays that go away from a player like that, how else can you try? I mean, is it just chips with the back. So what are some of the things that you can do to kind of try
Chips
and
with the
combat
back.
like that?
Honestly, just keep running away from them. But, yeah, definitely chips with the back. Securing the edge with somebody else is definitely going to help a lot.
They've got 21 points in 14 minutes of action. So whatever they're doing is working so far. So I would say Jeff Kemp, their offensive coordinator and head coach, keep doing what you're doing because it's working so far. Pantego set to kick it away. Lamar deep to return at his own 18-yard line. Across the 30 and drags a couple of tacklers across the 35-yard line. And back comes this Covenant offense. Just about 500 of you with us right now on the WFAA YouTube channel. Please share the feed around with your friends and family in the Covenant and Pantego communities. Let people know that we've got the broadcast tonight, and they can tune in if they aren't able to be out here at Pantego Field, as we talked about earlier with Jack Britton's family. Even if you are here at Pantego Field, you can tune in on the WFAA YouTube channel. And please click that like button, click the subscribe button on the WFAA YouTube channel as we bring you a high school football game here on Friday Night Football all season long. Brooks Lamar again on misdirection, gets the carry on the first play of the series, breaks a couple of tackles, cross the 45, close to midfield, and another first down for Covenant.
Just want to congratulate Noah Hill. He is blocking his butt off tonight.
Sophomore wide receiver doing some work on the outside, keeping Reese Vickers off of Brooks Lamar, and a carry for 12.
But that's the run play they scored on earlier. They've had a lot of success with it, so I feel like they're going to keep coming back to it until Pantego shows they can stop it.
Fresh 1st and 10. Ball at the 47-yard line now for Christian Wells and company, and Wells is going to keep it himself, trying to get the corner, beats one man to the edge, cuts upfield. He'll have the first down before finally being bottled up in Pantego territory.
It was a really patient run by him right there. Let his block set up on the outside. He was able to cut it up.
He was able to get around Caleb Mitchell and get the edge. And then right at that first down marker, lowered his shoulder. Good to see Court McDonald. I just noticed he's back on the football field. He was who Wells went right into the chest of. We saw McDonald go off with the ankle injury earlier. Back on the football field now. That's a very good sign for Pantego because he is so very important for them offensively and defensively.
Yeah, nothing a little ankle tape and some spat can fix.
That's right.
Glad he's back out there, though. He's a really big presence for Pantego.
1st and 10 at the 41 in Pantego territory. Wells has got wide receivers 2-by-2 left and right. Pump fakes the screen, was trying to go deep, didn't have a man. Now he scrambles out of it, and he'll try and take off and run for it inside the 35 and finally right out of bounds there.
See, most quarterbacks, they wouldn't be able to make that play right there. Shows his athleticism, shows that he's smart with the football as well.
Jenny Gale in the comments says she's watching from Florida. I should say they are watching from Florida because it says they're grandparents of players from Covenant. They didn't specify who, but they say go Cougars. Jenny, we appreciate you being with us tonight. 2nd down and 5. Wells, straight drop. Fires far side, low, but nice job by Caleb Turner to make the catch and cut up field, and he'll have the first down.
It was a really good catch. Initially, I thought it was going to be a drop. The way that ball just came out of his hands, looked like it was going right to the ground. It was a really good catch. Wow.
Turner, the senior wide receiver, a returning starter, had a touchdown reception last year in the state championship game, has been a starter for this program all 4 years. 1st and 10 at the 28. Lamar with the handoff into the pile.
So somebody's down right there for Covenant.
I think that may be Lamar. Back on his feet now. It is indeed Brooks Lamar, their stud running back, the senior, 5'11", 180 pounds. Hasn't played the last 2 weeks of the regular season. Was battling a high ankle sprain. They said he could have played last week against Temple Christian, but that Temple Christian game, a game that they won 54-13 without him, made the smart decision, let him get one more week of rest in a game they were going to win anyway, and have him ready for tonight. But he does exit the field, at least for this play. 2nd down and 7, 5 wide receivers for Christian Wells. Quick throw far side, and skips it to Caleb Turner, incomplete.
Ooh, he's going to want that one back. There was only one guy out there to beat.
Yeah.
He had a lot of room to run on that one.
Jeremiah Roten says he's watching from right here in Arlington, Texas. He says, go Pantego. El Haney 1 says they're watching from Buffalo, New York.
I wonder if people have like no relation to anybody watching the game or don't even like watching football. Is it the YouTube algorithm that brings them here?
Lamar with the carry. There's a little bit of that.
Yeah.
There is a little bit of that.
We appreciate you guys anyways.
We absolutely do.
Another big 4th down for Covenant right here.
4th down and 5. Ball on the 22. They've got to get to that 17-yard line in the red zone to pick up a 1st down here. We saw them convert on 4th and 10 on their way in for their first touchdown of the football game. We saw them fail on 4th and 1 off the low snap the last time they had the football. What happens here on 4th and 5, trailing by 7 mid-second quarter? Wells in shotgun, 2 wides to either side, timeout. Covenant's first timeout of the half. Now both teams with 2 timeouts remaining in this half.
Wonder if they run it here again. They've had a lot of success in the run game, especially with that one misdirection counter play.
Yeah.
So
you wonder, does Pantego eventually find an adjustment to that? And have they had the opportunity to really cultivate an adjustment to that without the advantage of halftime? Have they been able to communicate to them? Maybe the coaches see something, but they haven't been able to communicate that to their defensive players just yet. It's one of the disadvantages of so many of these kids are going both ways. They're out on the. If this were a 6A high school football game here in Texas, you got 11 guys that just play defense by and large, and 11 guys that just play offense. Doesn't work that way in private school Division III TAPS football. There's no way to really, there's no time to communicate that to a lot of these kids because they're on the field every single play.
Exactly. So I feel like most of their adjustments will be at halftime.
We'll see what 4th and 5 brings here out of the timeout. That timeout doesn't hurt for whatever adjustment might be necessary.
I think they run it again.
Lamar to the left of Wells, 2-by-2, the wide receivers left and right, and Wells is going to keep it himself. Cuts upfield. It's going to depend on the spot. It is very close. Aiden Newhouse thinks he's short. Reese Vickers thinks he's short. Pantego thinks he's short, and he is. The Panthers with another 4th down stop. And this one they earned. Not just a low snap. This one they bona fide earned. Pruitt coming through to make the tackle right at the sticks and taking Christian Wells down just a hair shy.
I honestly think that play was blown up by Noah Harbor.
Yeah.
He initially came through right there and just blew up the pulling guard and the running back that came in blocking.
So Pantego with another 4th down stop, and their offense takes back over. Newhouse trying to get the corner on the outside, cuts upfield. Taken down from behind by Nathan Kaja.
Notice Pantego's really trying to get to the edge right now. You know, Etta switched sides actually, and they ran away from him.
Second down and 6. Under 7 to play here, second quarter. Price with the carry and cut down quickly. Nicely defended by Covenant there as they were able to take down the big power back from Pantego. And it'll be 3rd down and medium.
It'll be a crucial stop right here for Covenant. They can get Pantego to get the 4th down right here and potentially get the ball back. It'll be huge going in this halftime right now.
Hayden Space on the YouTube chat, to your earlier question, says that the like button and the chat affect the algorithm for YouTube and bring more people in. So, Hayden Space, one, we appreciate that. You're absolutely right. Two, keep chatting. We appreciate it. You're bringing more people into the broadcast, and we like that very, very much. So, yeah, keep clicking that like button and keep commenting in the chat feed and bring more people into what has turned into a really good football game here midway through the second quarter, 21-14 in favor of Pantego. Give you a little reset of how we got here. Reese Vickers with a 5-yard touchdown run early on for Pantego to take a 7-0 lead, and then Covenant Julius really got things going. Brooks Lamar with back-to-back touchdown runs. They got a stop in between. They really started to get things rolling after what was a tough start. They had that punt snap that was low that led to a short field in that Vickers touchdown. After that, Pantego got it back rolling. Caden Palladini with the 9-yard touchdown run that came right after the long kickoff return from Court McDonald. That set them up with a very short field. One play and the touchdown from Palladini, and it was 14-14 late in that first quarter. And now Pantego with a couple of fourth down stops. They were able to pay off the last one with a 24-yard Caden Palladini touchdown run, his second of the day, to take this 21-14 lead. Now they're trying to do the same here after their most recent fourth down stop.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth. But then I feel like the momentum's starting to sway towards Pantego right now. So if Covenant can get a stop right now, it'll be really, really big.
Palladini scrambling around in the backfield, being chased by Eno Etta. Able to get away from him, get the sideline, and get the first down as he runs away from Kaja as well. And Caden Palladini showing you a little bit of his magic in the backfield.
It's our first time really getting to see Eno Etta in action. You just tell, like, he's a big kid running down people.
But Palladini with just a little more speed and able to separate from him, get the first down, and move the sticks.
And now if you're Pantego, you can chew some clock. Put your offense in, just nickel and dime it down the field. Okay, they're really burning the clock.
Well, the clock's stopped at the moment, but back running now. Quick throw near side, a timing route, and McDonald wasn't quite able to squeeze it. They had that run very well, Julius, and it was that close to popping.
Yeah, it came out of his hands a little bit wonky. I wish if he gets that throw back, I feel like he'd put it on target. But you got to catch that one regardless.
Comment from CWWC on YouTube says number 67 is huge. Yes, that's Eno Etta, the 6'4", 235-pound defensive end from Covenant Christian. He is a 4-star prospect. He has a dozen collegiate offers. He is fantastic. Has 20.5 sacks on the year. Phil Tao said he just wreaks havoc with opposing offenses. Frankly, tonight, Pantego's done a nice job of keeping him under wraps. We haven't had to call his name a whole lot tonight, and that's a credit to the Pantego offensive line.
Yeah, it definitely is, and definitely a credit to the play calling as well. When you know there's somebody on the defense with such a large presence, you can't bring him into the game and get him going. You have to take him out by either double-teaming him or just eliminating any possibility of him making a play.
Timeout called by Pantego. They are now out of timeouts here in this first half with 6:08 to play in the opening half. Two timeouts still remaining for Covenant. Tori Strickland says on the YouTube feed, give a shout out to the guy next to you, Mike Cherry. That's the public address announcer that is about 4 feet to our right here on the scaffolding. Doing a great job tonight and being rather kind to us, sharing this scaffolding with us tonight so that we had a space to do the broadcast from this evening. We do appreciate that very, very much. So Tori Strickland, good call by you. Out of the timeout, second down and 10, into the pile, nowhere to go. Maybe a gain of a yard there for Reese Vickers.
I wonder if we're getting to the point of the game where both offenses and both defenses are figuring each other out, and we're getting to that stalemate until the next offense or defense takes a step.
Key third down here for this Covenant defense. Third down and 7. Palladini in shotgun. 3 backs in the backfield with him. Pressure off the edge from Etta. Steps up to get around it. Pressure still coming. Fires downfield and throws it away. And it's 4th down.
If he would have held that ball for any longer, I think Etta would have got to him. That was a good job right there by Covenant defense, forcing the 4th down and getting off the field right here.
I know that Covenant tried to punt earlier in the football game. It went south on him. The snap was too low. Oliver Huntington couldn't get his hands on it, couldn't get the punt off, and Pantego recovered the fumble. Provided that doesn't happen here to Pantego and Court McDonald's able to get the punt away, I think this is going to be the first punt we've actually seen this evening.
Calling a fake right now.
Snap is right on target, and McDonald gets his left foot on it. High bounce and then a good bounce for Pantego down to the 21-yard line. Give you an idea of what kind of athlete Christian Wells is. Their starting quarterback is also their punt returner.
A lot of athletes on the field.
Wells may be the best athlete of the bunch. Just pure athleticism. Although I'll tell you what, Caden Palladini's doing all he can here in the early going to challenge that. Back comes the Covenant offense. 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line after the punt from McDonald. Michael Hall in the YouTube feed. This is a commentary on Texas high school football as a whole. He says, so, this is what a grass football field looks like. Yes, it is. We're kicking it old school tonight here at Pantego Field. This is high school football the way it was meant to be back in the olden days, back where I'm from in upstate New York. Our high school football in upstate New York does not look like Texas high school football at all. This is taking me back to my high school days. Small little bleachers, scaffolding all around just to throw the coaches' film cameras on. This is old school. Lamar again on the misdirection, and this time, to Pantego's credit, they defend it well.
Yeah, I think as long as Pantego doesn't overcommit on the outside with their edge rushers, then I think they'll be fine on this play.
Lamar on the carry, initially stopped by 53 Mitchell.
Second down and 14. Wells with 3 wide receivers to the near side, claps for the snap. I think he was trying to set up the screen, but he's got nowhere to go. Chased into the end zone, wheels back around and fires it out of bounds and saves himself about 15 yards there. That was nearly a disaster for Christian Wells.
Yeah, he's able to make. Oh, I saw what he wanted right there. He was trying to hit Caleb Turner right there on the out, but like I said, a lot of misdirection going on. And Pantego's doing a lot better job than they were the first quarter, playing with their eyes in assignment.
3rd down and 14. What play do you have in the script here, Vernon Wells, the offensive coordinator from Covenant? Snap bobbled, but he's able to get it off on the screen pass. Nowhere to go initially, breaking a tackle in the backfield and at least making a positive play out of it there for Covenant was Hunter Jordan. I beg your pardon, Caleb Turner on the receiving end. But it will be 4th and long, and Covenant's going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, Covenant, that drive right there for Covenant was probably their sloppiest one of the game. Nothing really went well for them in the run game or the pass game.
So back comes the punting unit for Covenant. Last time this group was on the field, a low snap from Brooks Lamar didn't get back to Oliver Huntington, and they weren't able to get the punt off. This is a tough spot deep toward their own end zone, but they're able to get the snap down clean. Low line drive punt will bounce out toward midfield and stop just beyond midfield in Pantego territory. And back comes this Pantego offense.
Yeah, they got a very generous roll right there. Ball rolled about 20 yards down the field.
Comment from Penske 2021 on the YouTube feed says to give a shout out to the cheerleaders and the band. As a matter of fact, we're going to bring you their show at halftime here from Pantego Field. The Covenant cheerleaders, directed by The Covenant cheerleaders will take the field first. Then the Pantego varsity cheerleaders will follow. Their coach, Shelly Savant. Pantego dance team, led up by their head coach, Chloe Canella, and the Pantego marching band under the direction of Cody Schwartz. That halftime show coming your way in just 3 minutes and 25 seconds worth of game time. Palladini on the carry there to open the series. And a gain of 3.
Yeah, but Pantego has no timeouts left, but plenty of time to get some points on the board right before halftime. If I'm not mistaken, do they get the ball out of the second half?
It is Pantego ball to start the second half. Yes, sir. Little fake there from Palladini. Now backtracking. Nice defensive play by Caleb Turner. The safety knifing forward to make the play.
He's coming up a little gingerly right there.
Turner, an All-State honoree a year ago at that safety position.
I'm Covenant. I'm calling the timeout right here.
They do have 2 remaining, 2.5 to play here in this second quarter. 3rd down and 8. They've got to get right to the 40-yard stripe to pick up a first down. Palladini, straight drop. Etta in his face. Throws near far side, complete. Was he short of the first down or not? Very close by that spot. He's going to be just a hair shy, about a yard shy. Ethan Pruitt on the receiving end, and that looks like it's a fair spot. Just a bit shy, but it looks like that's enough for Pantego to consider going for it here.
Yeah, definitely. Right here, you just run the ball or just get it quick out to your wide receiver, have them do something with it.
4th and 1, Palladini in shotgun. Handoff up the middle, first down. Dylan Spain on the carry, and he moves the sticks.
Good physical running right there. Great blocks by the O-line right there to get a good push.
A lot of the 4th down plays that we've seen that have turned this game one way or the other have been with Covenant in possession of the football. A couple that they've converted, a couple of where Pantego's made the play. This time with Pantego in possession, they go for it on 4th down and get a big conversion. Court McDonald lowering his shoulder, running through the tackle, and close to first down yardage, a pickup of 9 on the first play of the set.
I thought that's what they were going to do on that 4th down play. They had the same look. Defender playing off.
2nd and 2 from the 28.
But good to see him back out there.
Phil Tao is very complimentary of Weston Cox, their sophomore corner. He's only 5'7". He says he's just a scrappy little dude, throws his nose in there on everything, and he tried to right there, but he took the business end of Court McDonald and was left with a footprint in his chest as McDonald went through him and picked up 9 on the first play of this set of downs. 1:04 to play and moving here in this second quarter. And now, if you're Palladini in this Pantego offense, you need to pick up the pace a little bit with no timeouts to work with. Pump fake, double move up the sideline for McDonald. Leaping but couldn't make the catch. Christian Wells came through to get a hit on him and dislodge the football.
Yeah, even though Christian Wells wasn't able to play the ball right there, he was able to affect the catch by putting his shoulder right between those numbers and his back.
It was a good ball, too, from Palladini. Gave McDonald a chance at it. But better defense from Christian Wells, the junior safety.
Looks like they're putting Christian Wells out here to guard Court McDonald as well.
Palladini taken down in the backfield. Nathan Kaja on the play.
Yeah, this 4th down. The clock is ticking.
No timeout here from Covenant Christian. 4th down and 5. First down markers right at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, I feel like this ball is going in the air.
Palladini near side. McDonald first down right in front of Christian Wells. The hitch route gets the first down. Clock stops 18 seconds to play in the period.
Yeah, he did a really good job getting out of bounds as well, too. Was able to get the first down, break a couple tackles, show his physicality, and make it out of bounds.
Juju No, the kicker for Pantego. I don't know that they're quite in his range just yet, though. 8 seconds to work with. Palladini looking end zone. Nearly hauled in by Ethan Pruitt inside the 10-yard line.
Oh, I feel like he rushed that throw a little bit. He had exactly what he wanted.
And they do feel that they are inside Juju No's field goal range. Ball sits at the 26-yard line. That'll make it a 43-yarder from the near left hash.
Pretty interesting story on him, too. Yeah.
Their head coach, Jeff Kemp, said he had never played football prior to this spring. Came out for the team, learned how to be a kicker, and now he's got a 43-yarder on the way. That'll miss wide left. 2.8 seconds left on that second quarter clock, and it will go back over to Covenant Christian. So they'll get one pop at it here if they'd like. I think Jeff Kemp's trying to argue that the clock should have run sooner.
Yeah. Well, of course there's going to be one play. There's 2.8 seconds left in there.
Tom Farmer, our referee tonight, clarifying. It'll be 1st and 10 for Covenant Christian at the 26-yard line. They think. I think there was some confusion there for umpire Alex Washington whether or not the ball was supposed to be at the prior line of scrimmage for Pantego or where the ball was kicked from at the 33-yard line. They put it at the prior line of scrimmage, and it's 1st and 10 for Covenant here with that 2.8 seconds to work with. Quick throw, far side. They'll try and set up some blockers, but not enough. Flag does come in there at the end of the play. Hunter Jordan was able to pick up about 15 on the play. I don't know if the flag is going to be offensive or defense. If it's on the defense, they'll have one more untimed down here in the half. If it's on the offense, we'll go to halftime. Holding penalty, the preliminary signal. That'll go against Covenant. And we've hit halftime here on Friday Night Football. 21-14, the lead for Pantego Christian. 9-1 on the year and looking to advance to the state quarterfinals with a win on their home field tonight. They've got the lead at halftime. As we welcome you back here on top of the scaffolding at Pantego Christian High School, the Pantego Christian Academy, I should say. Pantego Field, the site tonight for Friday Night Football. Mike Leslie and Julius Lewis here with you. 21-14, our halftime score. 2 rushing touchdowns from the Panthers quarterback, Caden Palladini, leading the way for the number 2 seed out of District 2 as they lead by 7 at halftime, Julius. Both offenses got things going early. Eventually, both defenses finally started to kind of take hold a little bit of the football game and slow things down a bit.
Yeah, the run game was working early for both these offenses. Like you said, the defenses started to kick it in. But Pantego decided to go with the passing game a little bit towards the end of that drive a little bit. So I'm interested to see if they come out of halftime mixing it up a little bit. Instead of just running the ball, they're going to use the passing game as well.
These are 2 schools that have a pretty notable state championship pedigree. Both of these teams have won state championships. Both of these schools have been to multiple state championships. Last time that Covenant won a state championship was, well, last year. Also won it in 2017, won it in 2006. Been to the state championship game 5 different times. Pantego with 4 trips to the state championship game, and they won a title back in 1997. And this year's team, about as good a chance as they've had in a little while now. This is a very talented football team that won their first 9 games of the season. Their only loss came a week ago against Grace Prep on the road, a team that they would love to have another shot at. Of course, they need to win tonight to be able to get to that point. If they were to meet again, that would be in the state semifinals against their district mate in Grace Prep, who's another Arlington school. They want that opportunity once again to go after them and see if they can prove who's the better football team and who deserves a shot at a state championship.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you lose a game at the end of the season like that to a team that you know that you should have beat or you thought you should have beat, you want that chance again to get them again.
Covenant Christian, meanwhile, of course, won the state championship last year in TAPS Division III, a 40-30 win over Cypress Christian out of the Houston area. Their quarterback last year, Austin Sheets, was a fantastic baseball player as well, really good pitcher, 6'7", and now pitching junior college ball at Weatherford Christian. Really, really impressive young athlete that led them to that state championship, and he is back with the program on the regular, according to their head coach, Phil Tao, working with these quarterbacks, working with Rhett Renteria, who was their quarterback to start the year, working with Christian Wells, who's now their quarterback that's taken over that role midway through this season, trying to help them along and fill the void that he left, and they've filled it, the two of them together, Renteria and Wells, they've filled it quite admirably.
Yeah, they do a great job right now in the passing game and the running game. They mix it in a lot of misdirection. That's helped them out a lot. Gets the defense spread out, and then when you get the defense spread out, it just gives a clearer view to the quarterback.
So now as we look forward to the second half of this football game, again, 21-14 the lead for Pantego. Panthers have the football to start the second half. What do you think has to be the focus for these two football teams?
I think if you're Covenant, keep doing what you're doing. Try to mix in the quick game a little bit, get the ball out in space on the edges. And if you're Pantego, do what you did that last couple drives, not just run the ball with the quarterback, get it out to Kurt McDonald. Excuse me. Yeah, Court McDonald, not Kurt McDonald. Court McDonald, and let him do what he's been doing all night.
He's made some plays for them. He certainly made the big play on special teams earlier on tonight that led to that second Pantego Christian touchdown to tie this football game up at 14 points apiece. It is getting a little bit chilly out here at Pantego Field. I was in the T-shirt pregame, already added one other layer, now onto a second layer. We're starting to get a little chilly. This is November football. This is exactly how it should be this time of year. A little bit of chill in the air, and two really good football teams. This is going to be a fun second half. Hope you guys are enjoying tonight on the WFAA YouTube channel. It will be Colleyville Covenant Christian to kick the football off as we bring you down to the field now. Out to kick it off for Covenant Christian is Oliver Hontonen, the freshman kicker. Deep to return for Pantego Christian will be Reese Vickers and Court McDonald. And Pantego with a 7-point lead, looking to add to it here on the opening possession of this second half. We do appreciate you being with us tonight on the WFAA YouTube channel. Again, please share the feed around with your friends and family in the Colleyville and Arlington Pantego communities. Let them know they can tune in tonight on Friday Night Football. In fact, let them know that we're back from halftime, because that's part of the halftime's long in Texas high school football, and I don't blame you if you went and got something to eat, whatever the case may be, but bring them on back now. We got some football again.
Yeah, I went and got me one of these cinnamon sugar pretzels from the stand. Or the concession
it smelled
stands.
good too. I missed out not following your lead on that. First and 10 from the 25-yard line for Caden Palladini and the Pantego Panthers offense. That's McDonald near side, bottom of your frame. Handoff goes to Dylan Spain, and he'll carry for a few.
It's like Covenant's trying to pack the box right now, force Pantego to pass the ball.
Spain on the carry for the Panthers.
Nathan Kaja there to finish him off. Caleb Turner on the tackle as well. Ryan Early in there at safety right now, spelling Christian Wells. Wells, one of several players for Covenant Christian that goes both ways, and they try to get him a little bit of a breather on the defensive side of the ball. Palladini with the carry here.
Palladini on the carry.
Looked like he'll have enough for the first down, and indeed he will.
Still running away from Eno Etta, trying to force other guys to make a play.
Minute gone by, third quarter. 7-point football game. Palladini trying to make it a 2-score game here on this possession. Palladini looking near side into single coverage, back shoulder fade, and well defended by Weston Cox. Step for step with Court McDonald.
Yeah, that was a good job right there by Weston Cox, not panicking. Even though he didn't get his head all the way around, he was able to get his hand in there and break up the ball. That was a good ball, though, from Palladini.
That was right on the money, but just really well defended by Weston Cox. We talked about him earlier. Just a scrappy little dude is the way that Phil Tao describes him. All 5'7" of them going against 6'1", 180-pound Court McDonald one-on-one. And he got the better of that matchup right there.
He's got a tough task, but he knows he has inside help, so that'll make his job a little bit easier.
Second down and 10, far side, wide open. Ethan Pruitt trying to run away inside the 20. They will not catch Ethan Pruitt. Touchdown, Pantego. 65 yards on the touchdown hookup.
I really like how Pantego set that one up. They kind of went back with the same look, like they were going to throw a vertical to Court McDonald. And Ethan Pruitt just slipped out the backside, and the safety never even saw him.
A bust in coverage on the far side. Palladini moved the safety with his eyes to the left side of the football field in Court McDonald's direction, as you said, and left Ethan Pruitt, the tight end, wide open as wide open could be. 65 yards on the touchdown, and it's a 2-touchdown lead for Pantego Christian.
Good little wrinkle that Pantego had off that play right there.
Palladini to Pruitt, 65 yards and a $124 into the third quarter. It's a 28-14 lead.
But that's what I wanted to see Pantego do. Open up the passing game a little bit more. See if they can get more guys involved. And got 6 out of it.
So now the defending TAPS Division III state champs, Covenant Christian's on the ropes right now. Yeah. 2 scores down on the road in the opening round of the playoffs.
And we can't forget their last couple drives in that into the first half, they were duds. They got nothing out of it.
Brooks Lamar will be deep to return the kickoff. Christian Wells deep as well. Starting backfield for Covenant Christian, quarterback and running back to return the kick, standing with their heels on their 14-yard line. Juju No, the senior, to kick it away. High popped-up kick, fielded the 32-yard line and running straight forward toward the sideline to the 40 is Covenant Christian's Logan Ledger, the freshman. And good field position here for Christian Wells and company as they need to get something going now, Julius.
Yeah, they do, especially down by 2 scores. They need to get at least 3 out of this drive because being down more than 2 possessions is going to be really tough to come back, especially with how Pantego's offense has been playing.
They'll spot it officially at the 38-yard line, 1st and 10. I mentioned Luka Ducic might play a little bit of offensive line, and he's in there right now at right tackle to the right of Enoeta. Lamar in the backfield with Wells, quarterback draw, and nowhere to go. Dylan Spain ends that play in the backfield. He was pretty clearly down. Pantego trying to say the ball came out there at the end and that it should have been Panther football, but Spain put him in a suplex and dropped him in the backfield.
Yeah, Spain just overpowered Weston Cox right there, fought off the block, was able to make a great tackle right there.
A loss of 4, and it's 2nd and 14.
Working on his WWE tryouts. Did a little film for that too.
2nd down and 14. Wells, near side, Weston Cox, and Dylan Spain again.
Yeah, Dylan Spain is having a game right now. He wasn't even ready for the play, too. That's the crazy part.
Look at this. Yeah. Flex on him, young man. What a start to the second half for Dylan Spain on the defensive side of the football. No gain on the play. It's 3rd and 14. Christian Wells looking far side to his father, Vernon. their offensive coordinator, the former Major League Baseballer. Wells in trouble. It's Spain again, chasing him. Good throw, though, on the near sideline, complete. Noah Hill on the receiving end. Will it be enough for a first down? It's going to be real close. I think he's just short.
Good job right there by Noah Hill. Senses his quarterback's in a little bit of trouble right there. Cuts his route short, turns around, and shows his number so he can get the ball.
It is short of the line to gain. Now they're saying first down. The far side, Wells is trying to argue that the clock should be stopped too. Christian Wells is the sixth official out there. They say it is indeed a first down. They're going to reset the play clock. And it's 1st and 10. So what a play by Christian Wells to pick up that first down, but nowhere to go on the first play of the set as Brooks Lamar gets swallowed up by the pile.
It looks like Pantego sent everybody on that play right there. They said either we're going to get a sack or we're going to get a tackle for loss right here. They're tired of Christian Wells having time to sit back there and make a play.
Caleb Mitchell leading the charge, and it was a tackle for loss, and it's 2nd down and 12. Quick throw far side, too low and incomplete. And it'll be 3rd and long.
Christian Wells got to step into that one a little bit more. Put a little more oomph on that one.
3rd down, Cougars.
Third down and 12. Got to get to the far side 40-yard line. Just shy of that. Call it the 42 to pick up the first down. Fake the toss. Wells trying to keep it himself, and that will not pick up the dozen yards they needed. And it's 4th down.
This Pantego defense has a lot of life right now. Giving their sideline life, giving their fans life. Exactly what they need right now.
Cornelius Bisong leading the charge there, and it's 4th down. And a timeout called by Covenant Christian. Dylan Spain firing up the home crowd. He is off to a tremendous start here in this second half. A couple of big plays from the senior outside linebacker. And just now there's a player down on the field. That looks like it's Christian Wells.
Yeah, it does look like it's Christian Wells. I missed exactly what happened.
Because he got up after the play seemingly fine. But now he's down getting looked at. That's his father just to his right. Another look at the play to see if we could see if anything happened in the flow of the play. Looked like that was all fairly natural. But now limping off it. And that is a huge blow to this Covenant Christian Cougars offense.
It changes everything for them if he can't come back tonight.
They've already lost the young man who started the season as their starting quarterback. Rhett Renteria tore his ACL week 3 of this football season. He actually played a week or two before they realized that it was a torn ACL. Christian Wells took over, has manned that position admirably all season long, has made a ton of plays for their offense, but now he's gone down. We'll see whether or not he's able to return, but that would mean Mason Jordan, the freshman quarterback, would have to come on. He's their 3rd option at quarterback. We'll see whether or not Christian Wells can get back on the football field before the next offensive series. In the meantime, Court McDonald trying to make another play in the return game. McDonald to the sideline, pushed just barely out of bounds by Brooks Lamar. Court McDonald had eyes for the end zone and nearly found it.
Yeah, he turned on the Jets right there. He was so close to staying in bounds. If he could have made it by Brooks McDonald, he was in the end zone for sure.
Fantastic field position once again for this Pantego offense, and Court McDonald, what a night this young man has had in special teams. A kickoff return that he brought all the way down inside the 15-yard line that led to a touchdown on the very next play from Pantego. Now that punt return that sets him up at the 37, 1st and 10, and Caden Palladini and company kind of smelling blood right now midway through the third quarter. It's going to be McDonald on the screen pass near side. That's going to be a hold as Weston Cox got a little tangled up there with Aiden Newhouse. A couple extracurriculars after the play, and Caden Palladini just took Aiden Newhouse off the football field. Caden Palladini saw that play happen, saw the extracurriculars between Aiden Newhouse and Weston Cox, didn't like what he saw from his wide receiver, and told him to get off the football field.
Yeah, I don't really like how it's going to create a lot of bad blood on the sideline right now, but
I'm sorry? That's leadership.
Yeah.
That's the quarterback being the leader that he is. That's one of the captains of this football team, Caden Palladini. Didn't like what he saw there. The holding penalty is one thing. That was in the flow of the play. That happens. It was the extracurriculars afterward that he very clearly didn't like, and he felt like, hey, we got a 2-touchdown lead in this football game. We're cruising in the right direction. Don't do something that's going to cost our football team. Now, he didn't get penalized for what happened there. It was fairly equal between he and Weston Cox. Both of them were getting into a little bit more than maybe they should have in the aftermath of the play. But Caden Palladini stepped up and ended all of that real fast and earned back all those penalty yards and then some with a 24-yard carry on 1st and 20.
He said, I'll do it myself, so don't worry about it. Go sit on the sideline, watch me get the first down. This guy right here is a baller. Like you said, he's the captain of the team. He's a leader of the team.
I'm sorry. I'm impressed by the last 90 seconds from Caden Palladini.
Yeah.
He ended that, I mean, immediately. And then went and earned all of that yardage back. That was very impressive. Handoff now, Dylan Spain. He did such good work on the defensive side of the ball. Now they reward him with the carry here, and he picks up 9.
Yeah, this Pantego offense is firing on all cylinders right now. It's going to be hard for Covenant to get back in this game if they can't get a stop right now and hold them to a field goal.
Covenant's got offensive firepower, that much is clear, but Pantego's defense has held them up in this football game. Going 3 scores down feels like a really tough spot. That is a tremendous defensive play by Nathan Kaja to chase down Palladini from behind. No gain. In fact, may have lost a little bit of ground, and it'll be 3rd down and about 1.5 yards.
See if Enoeda can get in, make a play right here.
Officially, they'll call it 3rd and 2. Palladini will be in shotgun as he has been essentially all evening. Reese Vickers comes near side in the slot, handoff Spain. Right guard, pushes the pile, 1st down.
Spain on the carry. 1st down, PCA.
It was a good job right there, just moving the sticks. Nothing too fancy, just give it to your running back. Let him follow the big guys up front and get the 1st down.
Hayden Space, I'm assuming, is a big Covenant fan, says need a turnover right now. This would be a good time for them to find one. 1st and goal, Palladini. Fights his way forward for a few.
Palladini on the carry.
He's just so smooth with the ball in his hands.
And then just fights here at the end of the play. A little worm burner action just to get a couple extra inches if he can. .435 and moving 3rd quarter. Pantego looking to go up 3 scores here. 2nd and goal from the 5. Palladini rolling right. Tripped up. Nice play. I think it was Kaja again. He has done a really nice job cutting things off in the backfield. Big number 50, the defensive lineman.
Yeah. He's had a lot of plays that he can make tonight, especially when they're running away from Eno.
Mm-hmm.
When they come to your side and they call your number, you have to be able to step up and make a play.
And in on the play, he and Hunter Jordan combine on the tackle, and it's 4th and goal, and it looks like Pantego is going to go with the field goal here.
Yeah, and if you're Covenant, that's exactly what you wanted.
It's what you needed.
Yeah, exactly what you needed.
17 no on for the field goal attempt for the Panthers.
We got a little over 3 minutes in this quarter. Get some points, hopefully, for Covenant.
So out comes Juju no. It'll be a 27-yard field goal. And it's through. 31-14, Pantego grows the lead, now a 3-score game at 17 points.
If you're Covenant, you got 3 minutes left in this quarter, 12 in the next. At a certain point, the clock is not on your side.
So the 27-yard field goal from no, 3:07, third quarter. And Pantego, after a 9-1 regular season, a fantastic regular season. Certainly in a good position right now anyway in the first round of the playoffs, looking to advance.
This is a really crucial drive right now for Covenant. Down 3 scores. But it does look like Christian Wells is back out there. So whatever problem he had earlier, he's okay from it.
That's a very good sign for Covenant Christian because he did go limping off there. CWWC, clearly a Covenant fan, saying Covenant has a chance, and they do. They need to make something of it, though. Kickoff goes out of bounds here, basically right at the 30-yard line, so it won't make much difference with the penalty here.
I think that was planned. It had to be. See what the call right here is. They're going to put him at the 30 or the 35?
I think because the ball went out of bounds at the 35, or the 30 rather, they're going to tack 5 yards on it. Well, no, they're going to mark it at the 30. That is the penalty. Okay, they are going to give him the 5 yards apparently. If the ball goes out of bounds behind that point, they do put it at the 30. But this is interesting. They had Christian Wells in there for the kickoff return, but now they've got Mason Jordan in there at quarterback. Jordan slings it right side, and they have Wells in at wide receiver. So evidently the thought process here from Covenant Christian is Mason Jordan may be the better pure thrower of the football. Let's have the freshman backup quarterback, really to start the year, third-string quarterback, come in here with 3 minutes left in this third quarter and try and sling it around a little bit, and maybe Christian Wells, who was, before the injury to Rhett Renteria, their #1 wide receiver, maybe he can make some plays for them in the passing game and open things up a little bit for this Covenant offense. We'll see if that works, but that's the strategy right now for Phil Tao and company.
It makes sense to switch it up somehow. He's our best guy on the outside.
And they're going to go for him. Right side, and it's intercepted. Court McDonald climbed the ladder for the pick. I think the official is still making the signal. They're going to talk this over because there was a hand fight for the football on the ground. McDonald certainly went up and had the football at first. Wells came down and fought with him for the football on the ground.
Oh, wow.
And eventually came out. You see it happen right there at the bottom of the play that Wells came up with the football.
I don't think Court McDonald actually had possession of that football.
I'm not sure that he did. Officials are still sorting this out right now. Take another look at this. McDonald went up to make the play on it. But to your point, Julius, I'm not sure he ever had full possession of the football. And eventually, Christian Wells pulls it away from him and very clearly secures it right there. I think they don't have, review in high school football here in Texas except for the 12 UIL state championship games at AT&T Stadium. But they're going to say that it is a Court McDonald interception. And I got to tell you, I think it's the wrong call. And Phil Tao is trying to argue it right now. I'm curious your thoughts, but I think that's the wrong call.
I think it's the wrong call, too, especially since he didn't come. He initially, he went up for the ball and came, but he never possessed it through the ground. Isn't that the whole the catch, no catch thing?
And I don't know that he ever actually fully possessed the football, whether it was in the air or on the ground. Look at this from the very beginning of when he gets his hands on the football. He's even bobbling it at first. And Christian Wells rips it away from him. That should be that should be Covenant football. It's an incredibly difficult call to give credit where due to this officiating crew. It's an incredibly difficult call when all you get is one shot to see the play happen. And absolutely, at first blush, we both thought it was an interception for sure. At first blush, with the benefit that we have that these officials don't have of replay, that was very clearly a catch by Christian Wells.
My whole thing is, why not call it an interception initially? You were right there. I know you can talk it over, but still, I feel like
it was hard to make heads or tails of exactly what he said to Jeff Kemp, the Pantego head coach. But the end result is it is Pantego football. Credit to Court McDonald. He made a fantastic play on the football. I don't mean to take anything away from him, but the reality of what we just saw there on screen, that should be Covenant football. Wow. Huge break here for Pantego. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Quick throw near side. Court McDonald dropped it.
He tried to move before he caught the ball. Crowd thinks there should be a flag right there.
A little bit of extracurriculars. No flag flies.
Incompleted. 10-4, number 11, McDonald.
I think it says a lot, too, in the comments. I've noticed that Penske 2021, very clearly a fan of Pantego. A lot of their comments have been in favor of Pantego, and even they said that should have been Covenant ball.
Yeah.
2nd down and 10. Ball at the 45-yard line on Pantego's side of the field. Palladini coming near side, well defended by Covenant across the board. Really nice play by Luka Ducic. And it's a loss of yardage there.
Yeah, it was a good job by them, always being able to string that ball out. Eda just comes up 4 or 5 yards deep in the backfield and made Palladini cut that ball farther than he wanted to.
I'm seeing a couple comments here on the YouTube feed. Bad call, can't miss that call in a playoff game. Listen, to be fair to these officials, they got one shot to see that play. And go ahead, rewind the YouTube feed. Go back to I called the play as an interception. I thought it was an interception at first blush. It was only because of the benefit of replay that we were able to see what Christian Wells accomplished there. At first blush, I absolutely thought that was an interception. Palladini trying to create another magic act here. That ball hit the ground incomplete. The official was right on top of it, and Zeke Kemp, who's the coach's nephew, not quite able to squeeze that one before it hit the turf, and it's going to be 4th down.
Look at Eda just try to run him down right there.
Eda hasn't been able to finish as many plays as I think he would have liked to tonight, but he's definitely been a headache for Pantego's offense.
Yeah, the chances he's gotten tonight, he's taken advantage of them.
Yes.
It's been few and far between, but
that's the thing. They've given him as few opportunities as they possibly could.
But like I was saying, that's how you take a guy like his caliber out of the game like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they might take a delayed game right here.
Play clock down to 0, but they do get the snap off just before. McDonald's punt bounces backward and will check up at the 26-yard line. So credit to the Covenant defense. Got dealt a bad blow there where that, again, should have been a catch there for Christian Wells. But they do get the 3 and out and get the football back. So back comes this Covenant offense, still down 3 scores. 2 minutes left here in this 3rd quarter. On what has become, frankly, a little bit of a chilly night here in the Arlington area.
It's a little chilly, definitely.
Handoff up the middle for Brooks Lamar. I think he actually did keep his feet there. I think his knee went down in the chest of Pruitt, and he was still technically up. Got an extra maybe yard out of it.
Yeah, I think Pruitt is hurt on this one right here. He's not feeling well after that hit.
Ethan Pruitt, who's made some big plays in this football game, the senior linebacker. dealt with an ankle injury earlier this year, but has been able to get back on the field in the last couple of weeks. He and Noah Harbor, their two inside linebackers, have had injuries of different varieties throughout the season, and they've just now in the last couple of weeks started to get back on the field. And Jeff Kemp said it's made a world of difference in what they've been able to do defensively, having these two guys in the middle of their defense again.
Wonder if we have a replay of that. Could we run that one back?
Here's another look at it. It was Pruitt who came in and delivered the hit.
Yeah. Might be shaking up a little bit. Looked like might have been a tiny bit of helmet to helmet. So
he is up back on his feet and seems to be okay.
Just a little shaking up. Football's a rough sport. Oh, now he's limping a little bit on the sideline.
It was a gain of 6 for Brooks Lamar, so it'll be 2nd and 4 at the 32-yard line. $1:45 and the clock winds now. Mason Jordan, the freshman, third-string quarterback, in there for Covenant as they move Christian Wells out to the wide receiver position. Lamar with the handoff. Give him 2 or 3 on the carry.
Lamar on the carry initially met by Spain.
I feel like if I'm Covenant, I'm moving Christian Wells around more than just having him on the outside. I'm putting him in the slot, put him in the backfield at running back. Just at this point in the game, you need to move him anywhere he can get the ball.
Wells, such an important piece of what Covenant does. He was an important piece for him last year as well, but got hurt prior to that state championship game. So you got to imagine, just on a personal level, he wants to go out here and prove this year in his junior season that he can be part of a team of that caliber. Brooks Lamar met in the hole. Noah Harbor with the stick, and it's 4th down.
That's a good job right there, meeting him in the hole. It opened up and he filled it well.
4th down, Cougars.
That's a run fit with some aggression. Fourth down and 3, and Covenant, it looks like, is going to go for it here. Wells is going to cycle back into the backfield at quarterback. Lamar to his right. Final 10 seconds of the third quarter. Wells going to keep it himself. Lowers his shoulder, and he's got the first down.
Did you see Court McDonald on that play?
Wells on the carry.
Timed that snap perfectly, and Wells just slithered his way through the first down.
Christian Wells just enough. It looks like they're going to call for a measurement here.
First one of the game.
They don't do this very often. I thought it was rather clear that he had the first down. They have tried to, as much as possible anyway, take these measurements out of the game because it is a time-consuming process.
I guess they're not going to measure. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now they're trying. Honestly, I'm just going to stop talking because I don't know what's going on anymore.
They called for the chains, and now here they come. This is a key measurement right here because if they're short and Pantego takes over once again, up 17 going to the fourth quarter, what is already an uphill climb for Covenant becomes almost impossible. Yeah, very clearly a first down. About a half a football beyond the chains. And Covenant will keep the football.
I guess there's a little mound in the field, so it's kind of hard to see how.
First down, Cougars at the 37.
They will wind the clock here once the sticks are set, which means that will probably have been the final snap of the third quarter. Headed to the fourth on Friday Night Football, I think. There we go. Now they wind the clock, and we go to the fourth, 31-14. Pantego with the lead. How in the world?
They know what's on the line.
What a performance. What's better than Texas high school football, man? Next week, it's the second round of the UIL playoffs. Watch live on WFAA.com, the WFAA app via Roku and Amazon Fire TV, or on WFAA's digital subchannel 8.2. Two Brooks Lamar touchdown runs in the first quarter for Covenant Christian. Other than that, they have been empty offensively in this football game. Start of the fourth, Pantego Christian off a 9-1 regular season, in control of this football game right now. 31-14 they lead. Two Caden Palladini touchdown runs, a Palladini to Ethan Pruitt touchdown pass that made it 28-14. Juju No with the field goal there late in the third to establish this 31-14 lead. And now Mason Jordan back in there at quarterback for Covenant, trying to lead a comeback here in the fourth. Jordan looking deep up the near sideline. Caleb Turner makes the catch on Pantego's side of the field and breaks away, still on his feet. And inside the 30-yard line, great fight from Caleb Jordan, and they're going to throw a flag on that at the end of the play. I think that's going to go against.
Jordan's pass complete to Turner.
I'm not sure if it was McDonald or McBroom. I think it was McBroom here at the end of the play. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think they're ripping the ball out.
Yeah, it was Noah Harbor who came in at the end of the play and ripped that ball loose, and I think that's what they're going to throw the flag on here. Well, that's going to take what was already a big enough play for Covenant and make it bigger. Yeah. For all intents and purposes, it'll be half the distance of the goal line, and they're going to put it right at the 15-yard line.
And I don't know if you noticed right now, but Court McDonald just limped off the field.
Yes, he did.
After missing that
time today.
After missing that tackle. If I'm Pantego, I'm like, hey, you're done for the day. I think we got this one in the bag. But you never know with these football games. Anything can happen.
Officials still sorting it out. But this is an important flag here. Covenant Christian certainly faces an uphill climb here, down by 17, but
they can score right now.
Exactly.
Early in the fourth quarter.
13 seconds into the fourth quarter, here we are. And
penalty is against the Panthers.
That could change up a lot.
First and 10, Cougars from the
Mason Jordan still in there at quarterback, just hooked up with Caleb Turner for a big gain. Christian Wells, who started the game at quarterback, now on the near side, just outside of your frame at wide receiver. First and 10 at the 14.5-yard line. Jordan, handoff for Brooks Lamar, breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage and picks up a few more.
Lamar on the carry.
It's a good job.
I must say, I do appreciate a young man whose last name is Jordan, first name starts with an M, wearing number 23. It's just the way it should be, right?
Yeah, it's got to be that way.
You're M. Jordan, you got to wear 23. Player down here for Pantego. We have seen a series of injuries tonight for both of these two football teams. I believe that's Noah Harbor, the young man who just was flagged a few plays ago.
Yeah, I didn't quite see what happened to him on that one. I don't know if it was when he was trying to make a tackle or getting off of a block, but it's like that shoulder. Usually when you see guys hold that arm close to the body like that.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he's okay. Ooh.
Trying to explain to the athletic trainer what happened to him.
Usually when you see a guy say his arm, whatever happens when his arm's extended, if anything happens like that, it's not good. Hopefully it's just a stinger, though.
You're just in such a compromised position because you don't have a whole lot of force that you're capable of when you're extended like that.
Exactly. Not fun dislocating your shoulder. I don't know if you've done it.
I have fortunately avoided that.
I don't recommend it. It's not fun at all.
Is there any injury that you haven't suffered? No.
Yeah. No. No.
It was a gain of 3 for Brooks Lamar. 2nd down and 7. 30 seconds and change into this fourth quarter. Deep ball for Christian Wells. Single coverage too tall, and he'll draw the flag. One-on-one coverage with Aiden Newhouse, and the senior corner will get flagged here for pass interference.
Incomplete flag on the play.
That's a good job right there by Wells. You hear the coach.
Christian Wells reenacting the hold that happened on his shoulder over and over again. That's going to set up a fresh first down here for Covenant. And it's going to be 1st and goal. It'll be half the distance once again. And they will spot the ball.
Pass interference against
I beg your pardon, with a pass interference in the end zone, they're going to spot it at the 2, of course. 1st and goal, just inside that 2-yard line. As good an opportunity as we've seen for this Covenant Christian offense since that first quarter, and Julius, they have to capitalize here.
Yeah, they do, especially since Mason Jordan's been in the game. The passing game has definitely opened up.
1st and goal from the 2. Caleb Turner in motion. Jordan fires. Turner, touchdown. Backs his way across the sideline and into the end zone. Touchdown, Covenant. And the Cougars, the defending state champs, Julius, still alive.
Yes, they are still alive indeed. It's a good job right there by Mason Jordan. I'm pretty sure he went through all his reads right there.
No real point in going for 2 in this circumstance. Down 17, it doesn't help Covenant in any way, shape, or form. They were down 2 touchdowns and a field goal, and that was going to be the case no matter what you try and do about it in terms of 2-point conversions. So kicking the extra point here, certainly the right decision.
I don't know, analytics might say you go for 2 now.
What is this, that Cowboys-Falcons game from last year? Extra point is up and through.
Go for 2. They say if you're down by, what was it, 14, you go, or 15 or whatever, you go for 2.
If you're down by 15, go for 2 the first time.
Yeah.
So that way you know whether you succeeded or failed, so that then you know what you need the balance of the football game.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a mind-bending argument, but it is the right decision, at least based on the math nerds that have gone through all of the analytics to decide what is what. It's a little hard to get there.
Yeah.
I had that conversation, I can't tell you how many times, with Dale Hansen over the course of the week and a half or 2 after that Atlanta-Dallas game last year. And I mean, we went round and round and round about that play and that decision and that football game. You just brought me back, man. You just brought me back. 31-21. Let's refocus on this football game. Pantego with that 31-21 lead on Covenant Christian after the Mason Jordan to Caleb Turner touchdown pass of 2 yards.
Honestly, if Covenant could kick the ball out the end zone like that the entire game, why didn't they do that earlier?
It's a really good question. The kickoff return from Court McDonald that set up that second touchdown from the Panthers. The Caden Palladini 11-yard touchdown run to make it 14-all was a pretty big blow in this football game.
Don't think the refs are ready for play again.
It's twice now that's happened tonight. Line drive kickoff once again up the near sideline, bounds into the end zone for a touchback. So same result regardless. And out comes Pantego Christian. And now Covenant's put themselves back in a football game, Julius. They made the stop that they needed to make. They had the drive that they needed to finally put together. And a lot of it coming through the air, courtesy of this freshman third-string quarterback, Mason Jordan, coming out and making some plays tonight. And now they've got some life again.
They got some life. They got some time left. Now it's up to their defense. If they can get a stop right here and get the ball back in good field position, they can give their team a chance to come back and win this thing.
First and 10 from the 25 for Caden Palladini and company. Handoff Dylan Spain into the pile. Leg drive gets him 3.
A lot of tough running by him right there.
Could have easily been no gain.
Exactly. Keeps his legs turning and falling forward.
Second down and 7. You got to imagine
somebody moving.
Jeff Kemp, the offensive coordinator for Pantego. Christian going to try and slow things down a good bit here and try and eat up some of this clock. Handoff there to Vickers goes nowhere, though, and it's 3rd and 7 rather quickly.
See, I'm not a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of
whatever's been working, do.
Keep your foot on the gas. My team lost a game like that in high school once. We were up by a lot against Southlake. We were by 17. We started to slow it down a little bit, run the clock out. And you know Southlake, they come right back on us. But yeah, I'm not.
Just the fact that you were up 17 on Southlake is impressive.
Yeah.
But it does sting when you're not able to say that you paid that off with a W.
Exactly.
That's hard. 3rd down and 7 here. Palladini going to go to the air, swinging it near side, too tall and incomplete. That was a forward pass. We had a great angle at it right down the line. That was only just barely forward, but forward and incomplete, and it's 4th down.
See, and then you pass the ball after you ran the ball twice.
Yeah.
It just takes away everything you just did.
Just too tall for Zeke Kemp to get his hands on. That is the nephew of head coach Jeff Kemp. Kid plays everywhere for Pantego Christian. Tight end, halfback, sniffer back, running back, key piece on defense as well. Kid is all over the football field. Athlete and coach's nephew. That's a kid who understands the game of football. Christian Wells deep to return the punt, fields it a little dangerously, breaks the first tackle, and then darts to the sideline as he had a lot of black shirts in front of him after that. And it's going to be 1st down here for Covenant. He probably saved him a couple of yards in field position just by doing this, though, because he probably would have kept bouncing there inside the 30. Maybe saved him 10 yards worth of space. And back comes this Covenant offense. Mason Jordan, the freshman, 3rd-string quarterback, again out there at QB. Christian Wells will stay at wide receiver. And Covenant, you can feel a little bit of momentum building now for the Cougars, Julius.
Yeah, and their defense did a really good job. They really only Pantego's offense really only took like a minute 30 seconds off the clock just now. Just giving their offense a chance. That's all that matters right now. Just give your offense a chance. Now they're really spreading it out. They got 5 wide right now.
3 to the right, 2 to the near side left. Quick throw far side. Brooks Lamar trying to set up the screen. Stiff arms his way off of Noah Harbor and picks up a good handful there on the first play of the series.
See, now if you're Covenant, really opening up the passing game right now, spreading everything out. It's a different look for Pantego. Something they haven't seen all game.
Ball did come out at the end there. You saw Noah Harbor trying to argue that ball was out before the end of the play, but I think pretty clearly Lamar was down. 2nd down and 3. Time's still a factor here, though. 9 minutes, 33 seconds to play with. Covenant down 2 scores still, so they do need to get moving here. They do have all 3 timeouts, as does Pantego. Mason Jordan looking near side, firing it deep. And intercepted. Aiden Newhouse turned into the wide receiver on that one. He had a much better look at it than Christian Wells did, and he makes the pick. Wells tried to play DB there, Julius, and couldn't get his hands on the football, and Aiden Newhouse with a game-changing interception.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of miscommunication between Wells and Jordan. Looked like Wells was breaking towards the inside, and Jordan thought he was going to break towards the outside, and just, I guess that's what happens when you're not really in the game a lot. A little bit of miscommunication.
Yeah, because I don't think that Wells was even in a pass pattern.
Yeah. Didn't look like he was looking for the ball at all.
Jordan got hit right as he threw, too, which certainly didn't help matters either. And the interception for Aiden Newhouse, the senior DB. And just as it started to feel like Covenant was building momentum, Pantego seizes it back. 9:22 to play. Timeout Pantego before this drive begins. Take a look at the TAPS Division III bracket, if we can here. Covenant Christian and Pantego Christian there in yellow in the left side of the bracket. Winner of this game will more than likely play Lubbock Christian, who was the #1 seed out of Covenant's district, District 1. So a tough path through the playoffs for whoever wins this football game. Tough first matchup. A #1 seed out of District 1 and Lubbock Christian most likely in the second round. And then in the other quadrant of this bracket, Grace Prep Academy, the team that won Pantego's district with their 31-13 win over Pantego a week ago at Grace Prep. Certainly the odds-on favorite to come out of that other side of the bracket. So both of these two teams probably talented enough to have easier paths to the playoffs, but because of a game here, a game there, very difficult runs. But again, two teams that have bona fide state championship hopes, and one of these two teams is going to see that get dashed tonight.
Now, if you're Pantego, just run your offense. You tried to run the clock out thing last drive, didn't really work, so just run your offense.
Dylan Spain with the handoff, trying to get the edge. He's got it. Cuts up field, first down and then some. Dylan Spain across the 45-yard line.
Spain on the carry for the Panthers. First down, PCA.
It's a good job right there by Spain. Let his blocks develop on the outside. He was able to take the edge, cut it upfield for a really nice gain.
1st and 10, put it at the 47-yard line. And as you said, run the offense. If you're Pantego, if you're Jeff Kemp, their head coach, who's also their offensive coordinator, that's certainly got to be the mentality. I mean, I can understand between plays, hey, you want to let the play clock run all the way down to 2 before you snap it? No doubt. That's certainly a sound strategy to shorten this football game and take time off the clock away from Covenant, as there is a flag here prior to this 1st and 10. But in terms of what plays you run, yeah, run your offense.
I'm not entirely sure what the flag is.
Yeah, I don't know. Our officiating crew is still trying to sort this out. To the notepad we go once again. Tom Farmer, our referee tonight, a 5-man crew. I didn't see anything happen that would have necessitated a personal foul or an unsportsmanlike conduct, but they are walking it off as if that's the case. It is a dead ball on sportsmanlike conduct.
90? 99?
There is no 90 or 99 on Covenant's roster. The highest number on the roster is 80, so regardless, it certainly does go against Covenant Christian, and that's a huge penalty, Julius. That puts now Pantego inside Covenant territory, inside their 40-yard line, and now that clock winds again under 9 minutes, and they've got a fresh set of downs to try and burn off some more clock.
Yeah, if you're Covenant, that first down that they gave up, okay, that's not what you wanted, but you can recover from that. But that 15-yard penalty.
Palladini trying to make a man miss.
It's a good job by him just taking what he can get, staying in bounds, letting the clock run. Oh, they missed a holding right there. I don't know who that was, but somebody grabbed Eno by his leg and just did not let him go.
It's a good tackle.
Yeah.
Not exactly legal. Gain of 4 on the play there for Palladini, and it's 2nd down and 6.
They had went for the cut block, and he did not budge. So they're like, next best thing is to grab the leg.
Some movement at the snap. Flag down. They go for it. McDonald makes the grab. Court McDonald with a fantastic catch. Palladini put it in the perfect spot, and a big gainer for Pantego.
Yeah, that was a great ball. Even better adjustment on the catch.
Yes, it was. Court McDonald has played himself a football game tonight.
Yeah, he has. Battled through a lot of injury and adversity this game. I see why he's the Pantego Male Athlete of the Year. 2 years running.
It's first down and goal inside the 10-yard line. Looks like it's at about the 9. Hard to tell from our angle. Yeah, they're going to put it at the 9-yard line. Palladini on the carry, running right. Lowers his shoulder and gets undercut by Caleb Turner.
So they got another flag on the play. I wonder if it's going to be a holding. See, Eno's jersey is hanging off his shoulder pads. I wonder if that's what it is.
Corey Tarkenton in on the tackle, the junior corner. And it will be a hold against Pantego. Replay first down, but now from the 19.
Covenant was so close to getting back into this one, and they still have a chance, but it's just they need to hold them to a field goal.
They need a play right here for sure. That holding penalty makes forcing a field goal a little bit more of a tenable option. First and goal now from the 19 for Pantego. P7683M on YouTube says, "Go Pantego," watching from Vancouver, Washington. Broderick Umblance coaches for Pantego, says he coached him in AAU. Love the kind of somewhat obscure sometimes connections for people, but they find their way to us, and I love it. First and goal from the 19. 7.5 minutes to play here in the fourth. Palladini rolling right.
Oh, he's got a guy, and he missed him.
Does a nice job to scramble forward and pick up a few.
Palladini on the carry.
Yeah, he had somebody wide open in the back of the end zone. I'm trying to see his number right now. I think that was Zeke Kemp, actually. Beat his man on a corner route.
Pocket kind of broke down on Palladini, and he wasn't able to see him. He did pick up 6 on the carry. Second and goal now from the 13. Motion man across the formation is Vickers. He's got a head of steam to the right side, trying to get the corner, lowers his shoulder inside the 5.
Vickers on the carry.
Yeah, he was trying to score. He was trying to get in the end zone.
With a head of steam off the right side. Took a hit right at the goal line from Christian Wells, but it's going to be third and goal from the 1.
I really liked what I seen from Pantego from this drive compared to the drive before.
Uh-huh.
You can tell it was a lot more.
Responded well.
Yeah, exactly. You can tell it was a lot more passive the drive before. This drive puts on the gas, a lot more aggressive, getting a lot of different guys to look.
Third and goal from the 1. Toss to Dylan Spain, running right into the end zone. Touchdown, Pantego.
Touchdown,
Dylan Spain on the 1-yard touchdown run, and with 5:55 to play, Pantego an extra point away from another 3-score lead. Makes this PAT from Juju No rather important.
Very.
And he puts it through no problem. 37-21 Pantego. Still 5:55 to play in this football game, Julius, but that just made it real hard for Covenant.
Yeah, it did. It was a good job, though, by Pantego, capitalizing off that turnover, getting in the end zone, battling through some penalties, just capitalizing.
Beg your pardon, 38-21. Thanks to that extra point from Juju No. So the 17-point margin makes it that 3-score game once again. And Covenant starting to run out of time in this football game. There was a penalty there on the extra point. It'll get assessed here on the kickoff.
Missed that one.
I thought, perhaps I misunderstood there. 38-21 our score. Dylan Spain with his first touchdown run of the day. We've seen Pantego score all but one of their touchdowns on the ground tonight. Caden Palladini with a pair of touchdown runs. Reese Vickers got things started for Pantego with a 5-yard touchdown run just about 5 minutes into this football game. Palladini to Ethan Pruitt for 65 yards, the lone passing score for Pantego today. And a 38-21 lead for a Panthers team that averages 44 points a game. High kick, fielded on the run and dropped. Quickly picked up by Brooks Lamar, makes a guy miss, and look at Brooks Lamar getting to the sideline on the far side. Made something out of nothing there, and good field position here for Covenant.
Yeah, you got a very favorable bounce off of that one right there. Usually when that goes through somebody's arms like that, that ball goes all over the place. Very fortunate to pick that one back up and get a very good gain off of it.
Victor Palladini in the comments says, go Caden Palladini, and the Pantego Christian football team says he's watching from Sierra Vista, Arizona. Victor, we appreciate you being with us tonight.
Pretty sure Palladini is not a common last name, so there's probably a family member.
I'm thinking that's a decent bet. 5:48 to work with here for Colleyville Covenant Christian, the defending TAPS Division III state champions, on the ropes on the road against Pantego Christian. Mason Jordan, the freshman, looking right side, complete. Weston Cox ducks out of bounds just shy of first down yardage. Covenant is going to have to fly here over these final 5:42 if they're going to make something of the end of this football game. They do have all 3 timeouts to work with. And we have, to your point earlier, seen the passing game open up since Mason Jordan has come on the football field.
Exactly. And I was just about to mention something about that. I'm not trying to down-talk the Covenant coaching staff at all.
Sure.
But when you have – so Jordan's been in the game. The passing game has opened up. Wells has been in other positions.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this should have been mixed in throughout the entire game, not just when you were down 3 scores.
They're trying to come back from that 3-score deficit now. Quick throw near side and incomplete in the direction of both Christian Wells and Caleb Turner. Makes it real easy to play defense when you've got 2 wide receivers in that same vicinity. Some signals got crossed up there. Frankly, Covenant fortunate that ball fell incomplete and wasn't another interception there for Aiden Newhouse.
Yeah, it almost landed right into his lap without even trying.
Third down and 4. Two wides to the near side for Mason Jordan, 2 to the far side as well. Straight drop. Looking over the middle, has Christian Wells wide open, catches it in stride, inside the 30. First down, Covenant down to the 21-yard line.
I like what they did right there. They had a safety playing over the top of Wells, so instead of sending him vertical, they sent him to the middle of the field, get him away from that safety and away from the corner who's playing man as well.
They'll mark it right at the 20-yard line, set the sticks, and they will wind the clock. 5:17 and moving fourth quarter. 5 wide receivers set for the freshman Mason Jordan. Look at end zone. One-on-one for Christian Wells again. Tips it. Nearly hauled that in one-on-one with Aiden Newhouse. That would have been spectacular. And now Christian Wells is down after the play.
Jordan's pass intended for Wells, incomplete.
He got up looking for a flag, didn't get one. And now holding his left shoulder as he makes his way toward the Covenant sideline.
Yeah, he's battled through a lot today, too.
No kidding.
Came off limping earlier in the game. Took a couple big hits, gave a couple big hits as well. Now it looks like he's holding that shoulder.
Pantego Field in Arlington, Texas, the site tonight for Friday Night Football. Next week in the second round of the playoffs, the UIL Area Round. As we will bring you a UIL playoff game for the first time in the Friday Night Football history. Matchup to be determined, obviously, probably tomorrow morning. But we will let you know that information as soon as we've got it. Mason Jordan looking to the end zone for Weston Cox. Ball's out of bounds and incomplete.
It looks like Weston Cox wasn't actually ready for that one. Couldn't get it, didn't get his head around to see it. I feel like he potentially could have made a play on it, but
Wells is back on the football field after missing that last play with the injury. Credit to Covenant, they've moved into Pantego territory pretty quickly, but they need to find the end zone fast. Quick throw far side, Weston Cox on the receiving end once again. Nice hit. That play was ended effectively by Colin Turner. Clock continues to wind, 4:48 and moving, and it's 4th down. They have to get right to that 10-yard stripe to pick up the first down. And a timeout called by Covenant. I don't know why they didn't. If they were going to call timeout, they should have called timeout about 12 seconds ago and saved all of that time. Well, they just lost the clock here.
Yeah, looks like this.
It's back. Okay. We've got the clock keyboard is directly to our right. And I think they just had a signal, a cord come undone momentarily, but back up now.
Oh, we had a mini power outage.
It's funny, they were telling us earlier today that they've had a couple of power surges in the area in the last couple of months, and they've now had it happen twice here at Pantego Field, that a power surge has caused the timers for their sprinkler systems to get disrupted. And that disruption in the sprinkler system has led the sprinklers to come on in the middle of 2 football games over the course of this season. One in the middle of a varsity game, one in the middle of a middle school game. And cause for hilarity, but also a little bit of a nuisance. And one of the gentlemen that was talking with us earlier tonight, one of the coaches for Pantego, was lamenting their trials and tribulations with the sprinkler system this season.
It's those Buffalo Wild Wings commercials.
It's exactly what it sounds like. So out of the timeout, the first timeout taken by Covenant here in the second half. It is 4th down and 4. They've got to get right to the 10-yard stripe. It's Mason Jordan in shotgun. 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Christian Wells comes in motion. Now Wells is going to take the snap. He's going to try and run it. Tries to get to the outside. Chased down by Harbor from behind, but he breaks the tackle. Did he get to the outside? I don't think he got there. I don't think he got there. I think it's going to be Pantego football. It'll depend on the spot by the far sideline judge, but it looked like he was short, and he is. Pantego gets the stop on 4th down. The Panthers take it back, and that might be the final nail in the coffin right there.
Yeah, Noah Harbor, again, blowing up another 4th down play. He may not make the tackle, but he affected the play in a major way.
And apparently the gremlins that have gotten the scoreboard here in-house are now wreaking havoc with our cameras as well, as we're having some disconnectivity. It has been a Murphy's Law kind of night here at Pantego Field. We've had an eventful night from a technical perspective. We appreciate y'all bearing with us. Fortunately, I think most of it we've been able to disguise from y'all, but Dylan Spain right through a big hole and nearly leapt his way right over top of Ryan Early, and a 1st down carry.
Look how he got skinny through that hole right there.
And Pantego's going to let that clock bleed. 4 minutes, 10 seconds to play. Now 17 on the play clock. They can let it go down all the way to 3:50 before they have to snap it. They get it down to about 3:54 before they hand it off to Dylan Spain once again, and Spain's into the secondary again. Spain makes another man miss and drags Luka Ducic across the 45-yard line. 1st down, Pantego again.
And Spain says, I'm taking over right now. It's my time. Let's run the ball. Let's run the clock out, and let's go home, Pantego.
Under 4 to play, and the clock continues to bleed, and the Pantego Panthers are set to move on in these TAPS Division III playoffs. See if we can bring back up the brackets one more time to give you guys a look at what's to come in TAPS Division III on the left side of the bracket. See if we can maybe get that for you after this play. Oh, there we go. We'll come back to it. We need to, of course, show you what happens here on 1st and 10. Once again, a handoff, this time to Reese Vickers around the near side. Picks up a handful. So here's our opportunity to give you a look at that TAPS Division III bracket one more time. Covenant Christian and Pantego Christian there in the yellow. Pantego certainly appears to be poised to move on to the regional round again, likely to face Lubbock Christian, the #1 seed out of District 1 in the second round. And that should be another really good matchup in TAPS D3. And Grace Prep, probably the odds-on favorite to come out of the bottom quadrant of this bracket. And there's some good football teams on that left side of the TAPS D3 bracket trying to get to Waco Midway in the state championship game in early December. Handoff for Dylan Spain once again across the 45-yard line.
Stop by #1, Wells, and #55.
Really good job by him by just being able to stay in bounds. Just keep the clock running. That's the most important thing right now if you're Pantego.
Down to 2:06 and moving. 3rd down and 3, another first down here will, for all intents and purposes, put this one to bed. Covenant does have 2 timeouts left, but down by 3 scores. I think they understand the realities of what is happening this evening. Pantego Christian, a team that won their first 9 football games of the year, will win their 10th tonight. Dylan Spain with the first down, and that one will put this one on ice. Pantego 38-21. And moving on to the second round, Julius Lewis, really impressive work on the ground from Pantego all night tonight.
Yeah, really impressive. And the thing is, they were impressive on the ground, but they weren't one-dimensional with it. They sprinkled a little bit of passing plays in there, enough to get them the yards they need for first downs and crucial plays. And then they just did what they needed to do tonight.
We do hope you'll join us tonight on the WFA News at 10 high school game night as Joe Trahan is out at the Lancaster-Frisco-Reedy game, Jonah Javad at the Grand Prairie-Richardson-Berkner game, and of course we'll have highlights from this one as well, highlights of other games around the area in the first round of the playoffs, TAPS and UIL. But tonight here at Pantego Field, Pantego Christian Academy, the Panthers, set to move on to the second round of the TAPS D3 playoffs. One more kneel down will put this one in the books. And not a moment too soon as our cameras are struggling to the finish line. But the kneel down from Palladini, and this one's over. What a performance from Pantego Christian. 38-21 winners. Palladini with 2 touchdown passes, 2 touchdown runs and a touchdown pass. Dylan Spain and Reese Vickers both with touchdowns as well. And a 38-21 win for Pantego to move on to the second round of the playoffs. Next week on Friday Night Football, we will be in the UIL ranks, the area round in the UIL state playoffs. Those broadcasts from this point forward on Friday Night Football will come to you on WFAA.com, via the WFAA app, and on our digital sub-channel 8.2. We won't be able to bring those to you on YouTube due to some different rules within how things work with UIL state playoff broadcast, but WFAA.com will be our main platform. You can pull that up on the WFAA app as well via Amazon Fire TV and Roku. So we are on WFAA.com the rest of the way, but the UIL area round comes your way next week here on Friday Night Football. 38-21, our final score here today between Pantego and Covenant. Again, the 2 touchdown runs from Caden Palladini and the touchdown pass, and it is a 38-21 final as they move on in the TAPS Division III playoffs. Join us next week on Friday Night Football. Once again, we'll bring you the area round of the UIL state playoffs here in 2021. For our entire Friday Night Football crew, Director Clay Marshall, photographers Dwayne Watkins and Raul Garcia, digital coordinators Nick Blackhall and Alex Cruz back in house, Marcus Garcia, our other photographer today. I'm Mike Leslie, Julius Lewis alongside. So long from Arlington. The final score one last time, 38-21 in favor of Pantego Christian. The Panthers are moving on.